Hello, and thank you so much for joining. My name is TJ.
I'm Steven.
And we're streaming out of Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington, getting ready for some of that super hyphy modern format.
Yeah.
Are you hyped?
I'm very hyped. $1
You forgot to follow... Oh, you forgot to follow TJ. I have been streaming, but that's okay. Follow it when I'm streaming, which actually won't be until next week. This is our last stream until I think this is our last stream until next Wednesday, actually. Mm-hmm. Because we are going to be at GP Vancouver. There's going to be, I think, at least a dozen of us from the store.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
If not well over that. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. And tonight's kind of the last chance.
Settle down.
Sorry.
Hype.
Tonight's kind of the last chance. Perfect. Thank you so much, Elemental Whisper. Tonight's the last night to get your playtesting in before GP Vancouver. We're going to see some players bringing out their A game, hopefully. Or that, or they're just going to bring out their B game to throw people off, since everybody knows that they're going to be scoping out the competition on the stream. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there is eggs in the room.
There's eggs in the room. It's playing some fun stuff.
The eggs deck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
War of Invention.
Yes, I do love the new Word
also,
Invention.
He has a dog with him.
He does also have a dog with him.
Which I think is...
Can we pick a feature map?
Yeah.
Do you want to? Or no, I'll send him. Or if you want to, you
you
can.
want it to be Michael, because he's got a really cute dog.
Yeah,
we were actually just talking about it?
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, the dog is not too...
Is it KCI eggs? I don't know if he has KCI. Basically, just before this event, I was like, are you playing the Conley Woods version? And he said, I don't think so. And I said, how many Lotus Blooms are you running? He said, 3. And I said, you're not playing the Conley Woods version. Mm-hmm. He said, how many does he run? And I said, 1. This is getting overly specific. The point to BC Lloyd! Perfect. Thank you for a segue out of that story. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. And we're gonna watch some Magic. Do you want to find out who his opponent is? Dylan doesn't seem to be telling us.
I don't know who's playing what. You do that.
You're up.
He's playing Kevin. Kevin is playing.
Alright. And, Rondino.
We got... He's playing Grixis.
So he's playing out Grixis Control up against Eggs. Okay, so this actually might be a little bit interesting. I think part of it requires a little bit on what kind of counter magic Kevin is running, because overall Grixis has very little to do with it, except maybe Kolaghan's Command is like his...
It's a really strong card, actually.
It's his best out, maybe like a discard and take something out, but otherwise he doesn't have a whole lot of in the way of graveyard hate, because he relies on his graveyard so much with Snapcasters, things like that. And the graveyard is really one of the best ways that you can hate this deck out. Also, Pithing Needle is actually pretty bad. So that's pretty much it. Give us some! I think the pupper is on the field. I'm not sure. Well, it's not on the table. Puppers aren't allowed on the table. Neither are people, so it's not discrimination. It's just there's a strictly cards only on the table and occasionally food, but
there
not
is the
on the
rule
map.
that if a cat touches a permanent, it's destroyed.
There is that rule in effect, of course, at all times, but that has led to a very strictly store-enforced ban of cats in which the owner is not actually a part of it at all.
I've never seen a cat in here, so it's been pretty well enforced.
Of course. But let's head on down to the field and get ready for round 1. Should be fun. We'll see you there. Alright, and there is a pupper on the field. It's going to be on the right side of the table, and it's going to be really taking a pretty active role in this one. Now, this isn't technically outside assistance, because of course the dog is a terrible player.
That's how that
works. How can you ban cats? By saying...
Hey, don't bring that cat in here.
That's exactly what we say, even when it's a stray cat. Hey, you. Back off. So we've got a Flooded Strand cast, and we have got a Lotus Bloom, and we're going to play a Terrarian.
Yeah, the pretty art Terrarian.
Hooray!
Kevin has kindly untapped it.
I like the new Art Terrarian, though. But it enters the battlefield tapped, and you pay 2 and sacrifice it to add 2 mana to your mana pool. Well, that becomes pretty decent for filtering once it's coming back from the graveyard for free with cards like Open the Vaults and whatnot. It's just...
And the part where it doesn't matter how you sack it, you get to draw a card no matter how it goes to the graveyard.
Yes, when it's put into the graveyard. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. From Kevin's side of the battlefield, he's going to kick things off with a saucy Serum Visions.
A saucy Serum Vision?
Yeah, it's specifically saucy.
Now, do you know anything about Michael's list?
I know that it runs 3 Lotus Blooms. What's your question?
I played against an Eggs deck that played the Aetherflux Reservoir as the win con.
This one I don't believe does, or at least I didn't see it during a quick pan through of the deck. What's up, Thoughtseize? It's good to see you. And how is everybody doing? I hope you're all amazing and awesome, because I know that you are. Trick question. I knew the answer. So the Lotus Bloom is still suspended. That one's going to be coming down. Eventually, Eggs is back. Eggs is decently back. It still has some troubles, but overall it's pretty solid. We're going to pitch an Inquisition to cast a Collective Brutality. Neat. Though I think the Inquisition is better. But that's okay. Because he's not going to have many instants or sorceries.
Well, there goes the second. Is that second? Which one's
Not
the
second Sunrise.
It's the Faith's Reward.
You're thinking Faith's Reward.
I could never remember. They're kind of the same.
Basically, Hoon! Thank you so much to the 3 people who have subbed today. I appreciate it so very much. That brings us back up to 175, which of course we are trying to get to 200 by the end of the month. I know that this week is going to be hard because we're not going to stream after this week until next Wednesday, but that support is still hugely appreciated, and I genuinely do thank you. Okay, so Kevin, kicking things off with a not a whole lot.
So we know that he's got 3 Quark Clan Ironworks.
And a Whir of Invention.
And a Whir of Invention.
And that Quark Clan Ironworks is going to be gas. Lathier, thank you so much for the follow. And I think he may have just gotten an Open the Vaults. He did.
That is exactly what he needs. Well, I mean,
How's
he
the
needs
math work
a
this
land
turn?
right now. If he... Wow.
Nikolosh and Lathier, 4 months in a row from both of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're great. You're the best. When will it be spoiled? I have no idea. But it costs 6 mana, so right now he does only have access to 5. He is going to put down this Quark Clan Ironworks, however, because he can sacrifice.
A lot.
And then he's allowed to draw a card here.
Got floating mana. Up, and he's going to play it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going off this turn.
I mean, we're digging. The big issue right now is that he doesn't have a whole lot of capability. Nailed it. 3 Ichor Wellsprings in a row. Still with the colorless mana. That's going to be... Oh, that one scries when it dies.
Servitor?
Yeah, when that... Oh, no, when it dies, each player draws a card. The 2/2 for 2. What is my favorite card from Aether Revolt? Renegade Rallier, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, Rallier's really sweet.
Mm-hmm. Now, the big issue right now is that he's going to have some difficulty getting to the triple blue for a Whir of Invention, but he does have an Ethereum Sculpture out.
The triple blue for Whir of Invention can grab him a Lotus Bloom.
It can. He could also just... There's a decent amount of things. And he... Oh, he's going to crack the
Terrarion for 2 white.
He just crushed this one. Getting the double white, and we're about to open the vaults, and this is a win.
Yeah, it should be.
Now it's a matter of, can I draw into more pieces repetitively, or can I Whir of Invention into, eventually, a Codex Shredder? Because with enough mana, if you have enough of these, I think there's a certain number of artifacts where you can both bring it back with that 6 mana, plus have a Codex Shredder. So with that 5 mana, I think it's 9 mana, or if you have more than 9 mana available across this, which he's very close to having.
Yeah.
Oh, be happy that Eggs is up. We decided to get it round 1. That way we could ignore it the rest of the event. Did I know that you sometimes play at Geek Fortress? Not based on your username, no. But if I knew your name, I would probably know.
That's Reese, man? Is it?
The Terrarion is
Reese.
tapped. We should probably note that.
Hey, Michael. You know your Terrarion's tapped, right? Cool. Carry on.
It is relevant to know he's gonna have the Lotus Bloom to tap for
Right,
other
but-
ones,
yeah.
but it does matter from the perspective of.
I wouldn't imagine he.
I have-
I think he's got his game
I think.
plan.
Oh yeah. He knows what he's doing. You thought eggs was banned? Well, it appears that it is having somewhat of a second sunrise, if you will. A new day shines upon eggs.
Second breakfast.
Where did the pupper go? It's probably eaten the leftover eggs.
It's on the floor.
Okay. Zack attack. I dig it.
What's the win con an egg? Going to time, having your opponent concede.
Banefire is often a pretty popular one. Or if you want to get particularly saucy, what they'll sometimes do is loop multiple Codex Shredders to mill their opponent. To where each time that they bring one back, they'll just keep tapping it to mill their opponent out entirely. Which is pretty cool if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because once they assemble this, they can even... But he is stuck at a certain point of drawing a bunch of cards. But if he stops sacrificing the ones that draw him cards and just continually goes with ones that, if he can assemble enough of these artifacts that don't do that,
Right.
then he can do it without decking himself if he can generate that combo.
It's convenient that he sacked the Terrarion to the Clark Clan. Is basically he's sacking everything to Clark Clan Ironworks, which when you sack an artifact to it, you gain 2 mana.
Yes.
And it looks like he might run out here unless he drew another empty vaults. Oh, there he does open the vaults.
I am
Yeah.
going to... Oh, no, that's the better one. That is the better one. So, instead, we're going to have Faith's Reward, the 4-mana version of the same spell. It is an instant.
That only puts what was put in the battlefield this turn.
True.
Or in the graveyard this turn.
True. The other aspect about it is that I think this one does it for each player.
I don't believe so.
That is not Scrap Heap Trawler. There is, however, both a Rune... What's the name of that one again?
Rune Servitor.
Thank you, Rune Servitor. And 2 Ethereum Sculptors, which drop the cost one.
Scrap Trawler might actually not. No, Scrap Trawler doesn't really do anything.
Scrap Trawler brings something back. You can perpetually do that if you wanted to get, like, double bloom per
yeah.
thing. But I'm not sure if it's
Okay.
necessary. Interesting. Oh, okay. Open the vaults is both. Thank you.
Yeah. Open the Vaults is both. I think Face Reward and the Second Sunrise are very similar.
Very.
And they just wanted to kill the redundancy.
Very. I would like a deck tech from the pupper. We all would.
Yeah. The important thing about this, like, I don't think we can just let anyone play eggs, but Michael plays eggs a lot.
Michael and Coleman, I think, are the 2 people that I let play eggs. Nah, anybody can play eggs. But on camera, Michael
Yeah,
plays
that's the
it.
important part.
But on camera, Michael actually... He's pretty familiar with the deck. Knows what he's doing. Has his game plan lined up. He's going to be working through this one. So,
So, for the most part, we're just
should also do a singleton grape shot. You can do that too.
watching.
The reason why you go for Banefire is that it's uncounterable, which
And it can't be
functionally, and it can't be prevented, which functionally you get from Grape Shot as well. But Banefire is a little bit, more fun. I like Banefire myself.
He's ghost quartering his own lands.
Oh yeah, that way you can get the untapped sources to cast the Word of Invention. How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
Yeah, he's taking the last 10 minutes on his turn, but he has not stopped at any point. Like,
He's doing.
yeah.
He's doing. Okay. Do it. I dig it. I dig it. You've got your own now.
I've got my own.
You
what?
keep forgetting. Chat.
Oh, you're correct. Yeah, he gave me this chat, and I'm not using it.
I might even
Well,
use it.
I'm actually just watching Michael go.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of the point of eggs. I think that it's an interesting deck. We don't feature it at all times, but
I believe that dinosaur is representing 1 red mana.
I believe it is. I believe it is. And I actually really enjoy his ingenuity. He is not fizzling.
And that game 1 goes to eggs.
All right.
Watch him win the whole thing.
Did you just hear Michael?
What?
Michael just goes, I'm sorry. So we're going to have a game 2. Kevin going to be on the play.
I think that having black in your deck is a really important thing against eggs when just the hand disruption.
The hand disruption will be pretty key because Kevin has very little ability to hate the graveyard. Ventus High School, I'm assuming, or Hearthstone, whichever. Thank you so much for joining. You're great and awesome. You're a rock star. Let us know where you're watching
Could
from.
be Heat Seeker.
Could be Heat Seeker.
Could be.
That would be why they found this stream, because it's straight fire. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, goodness. We're so good. Okay.
The ley line's good, but I don't.
Lito1572, thank you so much. Fun fact for you in exchange for subbing. Did you know that Todd Stevens, when he was growing up, wanted to be Jared Leto?
Straight wanted to be Jared Leto?
Yep.
Not like him, just him?
Yep.
That's admirable.
50 points? Nice. What? Wait, which house would I be in? I'd probably be in Hufflepuff. Doro! Thank you so much for the sub. That's 4 months in a row from you as well. From Leto and Doro, thank you everybody for getting us up to... We're still at 175. I'll take it. That means that the resubs are still going. We're maintaining. Consistency is important. Have you ever had inconsistent pudding?
No.
That's because consistency is important, Steven. Or is it because you've never had pudding?
I've had plenty of pudding.
Okay, and the consistency.
I don't know how you...
Most
how do you
important
have
part.
inconsistent pudding? That sounds terrible.
It does.
Oh, like when it gets like the skin on the top? and you make it
Apparently,
yourself?
I don't know. I haven't had inconsistent pudding either. Your past experiences playing against combo decks in Modern is how the player is inverse to how evil of a deck that they're playing. I couldn't tell you for certain. Oh, Ventus, either Heat Seeker, has had inconsistent pudding, and it felt bad. I'm sorry that it felt bad. But you know what? Having you here feels good.
Give me a second, I'm subscribing.
Thank you.
While they're sideboarding.
So, Kolaghan's Command seems pretty relevant. Kevin being on the play is also going to be nice because he can hit that 3 mana, potentially crossing that threshold before... ooh, I forgot to tweet out. Let's play Magic. I brought it up, and then I went to go get my vest, and it all went wrong from there. Okay, so you know opening packs is bad, but you know, tax return time. You got one of everything in Standard, you opened a Kalitas, and a foil Selfless Spirits. Nice! I can dig that. Kalitas is great. That card is awesome, or Kalitas, as they call it. Okay. You were definitely the Mother Teresa of your shop. Nice. Tapioca pudding is a kind of inconsistent. Yeah, it never shows up when you need it.
Right.
I completely agree. So, looks like Kevin is going to go with a mulligan. Michael appears to be keeping his hand. He does have a Lotus Bloom, 1 land, and then a lot to do. A lot of eggs. Also has the Correct Clan Ironworks. One thing is, like, I think Kevin's ideal line is Inquisition to take out the Lotus Bloom. And then...
Yeah, hitting Lotus Blooms and hitting all the Open the Vaults in the second zone.
Yes. And that, so maybe like Inquisition, then the
Face
Thoughtseize, and then like a Kolaghan's Command would be like the best of the best.
Right.
But it takes a pretty specific line, and I think that Michael is still pretty decently doing okay here. Maybe something, and especially going to 5 is going to be rough. Does he run Codex Shredder? I don't know, to be honest. We didn't see any last game.
He might in the sideboard.
I'm not sure why he would in the sideboard. I love it in the main board. I think that card's great in the deck. So I imagine that he is. We didn't see it last game, and I can't guarantee that it is. And if you can't guarantee, well then, you're not cool with me, I guess. That's what I told the card dealer. He said I can, and we were cool.
I believe if Kevin does have the Leyline in his sideboard and
Leyline of the Void? Or
yeah, of the Void.
The Leyline of the Void would be great, but Michael actually does have Disenchants in his sideboard.
Yeah.
He does? Nice. Okay. Okay. Genius! That guy's a genius! Oh! I think he's serious. Thank you so much for joining
You
us.
ready?
It's awesome having you here. That's you! Thank you so much
I did it.
for the support, Steven and Genius. You're
Oh,
great.
man,
There's a
only
chromatic
3
star
months?
out.
My
A
bad.
chromatic star into a Mox Opal, by the way, with a Darksteel Citadel is about as good as it gets for Michael. Kevin, on the other hand, fetching not a whole lot of turn 1 play, getting a tapped Watery Grave, and then untapping
Ooh,
first
and
turn
passing again.
and passing it
Rough
back.
stuff.
This is not where he wanted to be. Ooh. Man, that is unfortunate. He does have a Codex Shredder, as it turns out. So if he ends up with enough mana, he can just go for the mill game plan. And that's the Ethereum Sculptor that's going to let him reduce the cost of these spells. I think. Isn't that the Ethereum Sculptor?
Yes, that is an Ethereum Sculptor.
I'm a little bit thrown off as to why he didn't cast that and then just play the Codex Shredder for free. But whatever.
Establishing dominance.
Nice. Well, I guess he had nothing to do with it anyway. But still. Well, no, because then he would have had Chromatic Star up if desperately needed. I don't know. I'm thrown off.
I think... it doesn't matter.
Schmid!
He just now realized.
Okay. You enjoyed the stream last evening? Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that. A lightning bolt going to the Ethereum Sculptor. I gotta say, I've been loving streaming from home. It is absolutely going to be happening more often. Probably next Tuesday is the next one because I'll be again in Vancouver all weekend. So it's going to be a brief hiatus from both Geek Fortress and the TJ stream for about the next almost a week. And thank you so much, Zach Canner. It's awesome having you here. Thank you for the host. By the way, everybody, when he jumps into chat, head to his stream, hit follow. He's a brand new streamer. Also a competitor on the Star City circuit. Awesome guy, super nice guy. Hit that button, hit follow, check his channel out next time that he streams. He's too legit to quit. Are you getting down to some MC Hammer?
Too legit.
Too legit to quit. Hi. Too legit. Too legit to quit. Too legit. Alright, hold on. I can do this. Z... Canner MTG. Nailed it. Dang it. Almost nailed it.
TJ's illiterate. The fact that he types anything correctly is just 100% guessing.
I like the keyboard.
Michael is at 21. He remembered his trigger off of his Inventor's Fair.
That's a really stand-up move on his part.
Yeah, it's a rare. It's a rare rarity. It's a rare rarity. It's a mythic rare.
Nailed it. Am I playing Burn in Vancouver? Almost certainly. What's the thing with counters on it? Yes, that is a suspended Lotus Bloom. P. Garrett1121.
Suspended Rift Bolt.
Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. Did you see my tweet today? I did. Rift bolts are red. Your counters are blue. I must have suspended. This is a day past due. I felt really clever when I did. And then someone else said to me, lightning bolts are red. Skull cracks are red. Nah, lightning bolts are red. Boros charms are white. If he had skull cracked at end of turn, he would have won that game last night.
Oh man,
It was brutal.
I loved. There's a Reddit thread. My favorite one was even though it's very incorrect. Mountains are red. Tronlands are too. Something.
Blood Moon.
Blood Moon. Turn 2. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. Blood Moon Turn 2.
That's pretty good. Okay, I
Or
love
Cast
it.
Desperate
A
Ritual.
Thin a Dredge Burn. That sounds sweet. You're going to the noob's name. You'll be back, dude. Cool. Okay, so a P and Kieran Nalar out on the battlefield. The problem is that Kevin's tapped out this turn. He no longer has the Ethereum Sculptor. Michael has got a Lotus Bloom. He's got Conjurer's Bauble, which can bounce creatures. He just drew into an Ether Grid, I think, a gear per Ether Grid, which is a alt win con of sorts.
It's really good at
Sweeping the board that we're
winning.
looking at.
yeah.
Well, because he can cast that with his Mox Opal, and he's sitting
So,
on
1, 2.
3 damage.
Okay.
because he can use the Darksteel Citadel. And it looks like that... I'm not sure how much I love that plan unless he's just on nothing. And it looks like he is, in fact, on nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Lightning bolts are red. Rift bolt is also red. I can count to 20. That's brilliant. So, we're going to kick it back after killing the Vendilion Clique, by the look of it. And taking down the P and Kieran Nalaar. So Kevin is left with only 2 Thopters. Kevin's still at 18. And a fetch from Kevin going to put him down to 13. What's up, Jesse? Jesse, it's so good to see you. How are things in California? We miss you. Oh, I hope California's good. I hope it is. So, he gets to untap, and if he has any artifacts in hand that he can cast with the Inventor's Fair, he's sitting on 4 damage per turn, and that's going to be a pretty fast clock.
Yep. I think Michael's just got this one on lock. His what's in your graveyard? 1 Ethereum Sculptor.
He has built a bolt. No longer eggs. He has no artifact burn.
He has in fact built a bolt.
Or, you know, you can just get the 4 damage that way. Play down a Darksteel Citadel. So he's sitting on the 4. He can just kill these Thopters beforehand if he wants to, but honestly, I think you just pass and wait to see what you need to do.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's interested in just controlling the board while he can. So, using... Okay, he can still tap those. He is missing his life gain, however, from the Inventor's Fair.
I like that lurking and working rhyme.
What's up, Team NFG bot? It is good to see you. You're a delightful bot.
Hey, you're the great bot that gives TJ magic cards. Or let's
Lens.
borrow them. Same thing.
But yes. I know, I'm actually pretty excited to, like, try out Standard eventually, but I'm waiting until, like, Standard settles down a bit, and
People show up.
Oh, he didn't miss the life gun? My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out Team NFG bot. They are awesome. They are also sponsoring the Rogues Gallery. And the Rogues Gallery is a pretty sweet group of people that I've gotten to know and hang out with over the course of the last several months, and they're pretty incredible. Life gain off of the Inventor's Fair, which is no longer on the battlefield. Michael.
Got the correct clan.
Yep. And this is just a win. He has a Lotus Bloom, or if he's got Open the Vault in hand.
Yeah.
Think I got the hang of Twitter yet? Oh, right. I like that one, Scarlet Spud. That's a good one. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's enough to activate the Kodak Shredder, which is what he's counting out. And then he's making sure that he can activate using the floating mana, like the Chromatic Star, the Mox Opal, things like that, to activate and his Faith's Reward, is I imagine what's in his hand, based on how he's counting out those numbers.
He also has a lot to dig for. Or a lot of things that can dig.
But he only needs the singular white, and he can even sacrifice the Mox Opal and then turn the Chromatic Star into the white mana that he needs. So if he has the Open the Vaults right now, he should be fine. Unless he's trying to find it and missing. Because that would be tragic. But I would not go for this. When you're just sitting on already...
He wouldn't be sacking things if he didn't have it.
Because he has the Gear per Aether Grid.
Right.
And looks like he is going to sacrifice this one this turn. So this 100% is Open the Vaults. And he is going to have absolutely enough mana.
Yep. That's a Faith's Reward.
Okay.
Ooh, Kevin's got a response.
For 1 mana.
Surgical Extraction.
Surgical, the Crux... Oh no! That's tragically bad for Kevin.
Oh, it's too bad that he probably has a Snapcaster.
The
in
double
hand, too.
face reward?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm almost certain Kevin has a Snapcaster. In
Does
hand.
he?
Yeah.
If he does, that
But
is the ultimate
it's
feel
not
bad.
good because he can't.
Because
yeah,
it's still in the stack. Oh no.
Now what he can do? Spell pierce his own surgical.
Not pay for it, and then that would be one heck of a play.
That would be one heck of a play.
If he had those
has
pieces
all
in-
of these specific cards in his hand.
Oh, Michael with the double face reward.
Yeah.
He did know that he had the double face reward? That is weird. Then he goes off at instant speed. He doesn't need to. He can then let the surgical resolve, and it's not there anymore.
I think they're asking what happens when surgical resolves and the card's on the battlefield.
Trigger, you have it there.
You're right.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Oh, man. And we are bringing this back. That was incredible. Can someone save that for me and just send it to me on Twitter? I don't have the capability to from this particular battle station. Yes, Chillith. Basically, once it's no longer in the graveyard, he can just let that resolve and it doesn't do anything. Because it doesn't have a target anymore.
I think we determined it was, like, Chylith.
You're right, it is Chylith.
Like
It's
Chai, like the tea.
Yes, Chai Tea. What's up, Chai Tea? Okay. Not sure why I was going for the combo. Probably just felt like it. It's been a while since Michael has played eggs. He used to play it a lot. As far as going for the pinging, he could, but he probably is
He's
just
probably
going.
just trying to get through it.
He's
like
probably just trying to go for the faster line to where he just takes less time.
to make people. It's like less salty.
We will be taking the train. Yes.
Going anywhere.
Sup. What's up? Good to see you. Hey, what's up? What's up?
Mike.
Bermuda Ramos, this is the first time with grid, so apparently the Gear per Aether grid is new, which also might explain why he's just less in the habit of always activating it. But Michael is now in a spot to where he can use this Codex Shredder, pay the 5 mana to return his Faith's Reward from his graveyard to his hand.
Mm-hmm.
The only unfortunate thing is, if he does have the Snapcaster, there is a little bit of value to be had.
With a Snapcast surgical extraction
Exactly.
being especially good.
Exactly. Thank you, Doro. Doro sent it to me.
Okay.
Doro, you're the best.
Out of all of the Doros I know, top 5. Easily top 5.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really... Yeah, I think that Michael is pretty safe right now.
He's effectively infinite, but if Kevin does have either another surgical or a Snapcaster, it kind of gets in the way.
It does, but he actually might have another face reward in hand, potentially. I don't know if he does, but there's a chance that he draws to the point to where he does. Interesting. Doro, you know what? All the mods are the best. Is KCIGG essentially, but
Yeah.
there is one there. It has to do with if Kevin happens to have enough interaction in his hand to just fight through all of this.
Doro, if there was other Doros, would you want me to tell them about you? I didn't think so.
Oh, that's right. The original one is still in the stack.
Oh yeah, that is true.
That is hilarious. So Michael is still going off with a face reward on the stack, and he did, so he can buy the first one back to his hand at any time, and just wait for this one to go off, and then buy that one back. Oh, man. Alright, so we've got over 20 mana. Now it's just a matter of drawing to Banefire whenever we feel. Eventually, he's got some good card draw going as well. Another thing is that if he really wanted to, he can generate enough mana to always be able to do this and
Yeah,
just
he's
start...
got 24 mana.
And it looks like we do have the Snapcaster. But he should be able to just... Also, Michael hasn't opened the vaults. But he's just going to cast this...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's just going to return the 1 to his hand.
I believe that's it.
So that's now in his hand. And
This is why Kibler F6.
this is why Kibler F6'd, yeah. He bombed the first one with Bobble? Possibly. So now we're going to get those back. Using the Codex Shredder was actually a pretty nice way to play around Snapcaster. Keeping that as a way to bounce back anything that targeted was pretty clever. I think Kevin is accepting the...
Yeah. Yep.
All right, and
You can see the...
Kevin's going to take that one in too.
Or Michael.
Yes, Michael is going to take that one in too. And we're going to try and find another match for you. We got about 20 minutes left.
We got a lot
Let's
of
see what we
time
can do. We will see you out there. Hello and thank you so much for joining. My name is TJ. It's good to see you. Steven is my co-host tonight, and we are playing some Modern. We've got 4 rounds of it tonight. We're currently in the middle of round 1, and as just a quick note in beyond this, I do want to just take a quick little moment and say thank you to all the people who tuned into the stream that I did start in the last 3 days. The short-term success of that one was beyond anything that I could have possibly imagined in my wildest dreams for first, second, and third stream. So, thank you to all of you for just being a part of that. Whether you were or whether you weren't, the success of this stream and the success of that stream is just beyond anything that I could have ever dreamed for what this is or what I would be doing with my time. So thank you.
So
Thanks, Moontoadfoot.
the remaining players are, there is Zoo versus Geist, and then
Okay.
Vince playing someone I didn't see that. Oh, he's playing Ian, but they're playing, so.
Okay. So is there the possibility for a game 3? Or did you inform them that if they do, they can move over?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Coleman to keep an eye out.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
can't do that.
No?
If you assign anyone the job of looking, they will get distracted within 2 minutes, and then they won't look anymore. Guaranteed.
Like, I find like a bunch of people like shuffling up. Hey, are you?
Nope, just finished.
Nope, just finished. I was like, well, we're playing Legacy.
Totally forgot that was a card. Why is Grixis bad now? Grixis isn't bad now.
Eggs just has a lot of redundancies.
Yep. Delver is better than Control. Currently, I think Delver's better than Control because they're functionally the same deck, except one way applies a little bit more pressure, a little bit faster. So, yeah. That's kind of what it is. Team NFG Bot! Thank you so much for the sub. It's awesome to have you. You are a rock star and also a super sweet bot. And thank you for just being who you are, and thanks for helping out with this stream. That is so kind of you. Brand new sub. How many dead cards are in game 1 against Eggs? A lot. A lot. Like, a lot. Plenty of them. Enough. Terminate, Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt, all 3 of those functionally dead. Piankir Nalar, outstandingly weak. Kalidas, if he has it, outstandingly weak. Cryptic Command, functionally dead because it's so slow.
Yeah.
Snapcaster, almost dead because you have so little to actually interact with. Like,
It's so hard. The way you win against Eggs is hope that they fail, that they fizzle. That's about it.
basically, and the deck doesn't do that. Like, if they get the KCI, it's pretty unlikely. It is good to see you. Hello, Magus. It's good to see you. You started using that account instead of the old one? It happens. It happens. When everything's a dead card, it doesn't matter what you're bringing. True facts are, in fact, true. Right? That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. Nailed it. In the meantime, you will not be going to...
No. Yeah. By the time I found that I could go, it's way too late to get a passport.
Gotcha.
Or the license.
The enhanced license? Yeah. Tan Bagash, hello, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Jesse, thank you. I was excited. It was cool.
Yeah.
Saw my name. That was neat. Check out, hey, you know what? On a completely unrelated note,
Got a match for you guys.
man,
Yay.
Coleman's the only person dedicated to this.
Dedicated to what?
Well, you know how if we ask someone out there to keep an eye out for a match, how long do they usually until they get distracted and stop?
About 25 seconds.
Oh, okay, I said 2 minutes. I was generous.
Oh, no.
Way to stick with it.
Yeah. You've got Ian on the wall.
Okay. Up against Vince.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see him playing.
Ian is on key.
Nice.
Are you playing Ghostway Rally?
No.
Oh.
I'm playing a boring deck.
Burn?
No, I don't have burn built.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you don't like winning.
I don't know. I won 2-0.
Oh, nice. Well done.
I beat Jund. Like,
Neat.
I was hoping that you were playing the Ghost way, so like if you ever played Jund, we would put you on camera.
oh no, I'm just
Anyways.
I'm playing a company deck.
Oh, okay. Boring. Got it. Counter Squall on a KCI can be denied. Nice. Yes, I agree with that one. But yeah, on a completely unrated note, check out Todd Stevens' article today. You know, it was just a really good read. It actually was a good read if you're going to Vancouver, if you're doing any of the big Modern events. It's got some actually good information for Modern. And, yeah, I'm probably, I don't know. That's it. No other ulterior motive, anything like that.
Yeah.
Let's head on down to the booth for this Game
Yeah.
3. We'll see you there. And I forgot to change their life totals or their pictures because that's just the kind of person that I am. Let's go with the usual Elish Norn here. And then on this side, let's go ahead and just go with the Court of Calling. That makes sense to me, doesn't it? All right. So, not sure who's going to be on the play, but Vince is on the mole. Where can you read this Todd Stevens article? Ooh. Anybody?
At todd.stevens.com.
If anybody could link it, I would greatly appreciate it. We need more wacky hats? Nah, that's Melvin's thing.
It's my invisible hat.
That's so wacky.
Wow!
Whoa, you
I
proud
actually
fool.
found a wacky hat in my closet. And if we ever have a wacky hat stream, I've got it prepped.
Thank you so much, Troy. TJ can't win now that his 61 tech is published. Wasn't going to win anyway. I've played all of 20 hours of Magic in the last, 3 months. It was awesome. Pine Martin, it's good to see ya. So, starting off with a Windswept Teeth, followed up by a Dryad Militant from Vince. A surprisingly decent card in this matchup, actually.
It stops the extra value from Eternal Witnesses. It limits what they can hit.
Yes, and it keeps him from buying back the cords. Like, a really common play for the Kiki Cord deck is to just cord for an Ewik, get back cord, because it just allows you to get a free 2-1 without, for no cost, functionally.
Yeah.
So it's, and then it starts valuing out with, Restoration Angel, things like that.
Pretty much for Ian, he's just trying to win before his opponent resolves an Elish Norn.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
It's a surprisingly big, is that a Sulfur Elemental in Ian's hand? Because that's going to be great. That is totally a Sulfur Elemental, and that's going to crush Vince's deck. That is unfortunate.
That is the exact kind of attack everyone wants.
Split second and flash, white creatures get +1, -1. That annihilates Thalia's, Vrynwing Mare's,
Is that a Selfless Spirit?
That is a Selfless Spirit.
It also annihilates that Selfless Spirit.
I think he's willing to pay that price. I think he's just going to swing back for 2, take the 2 damage, but at that point, I think he's okay with it, because the board is just completely locked down, and I think he's just going to take the free hit for 2 while it has its value, because it's useless after this, too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he has any intent of that Sulfur Elemental going away.
It almost has to be a specific anti-Vince attack.
I've seen the card before. It's also decently...
It's against Hate Bears and
Lingering Souls.
Lingering Souls.
It does have Flash, so he's waiting for Vince to cast any other spells that he might try and dig into. And we're probably just going to see the pre-combat here. Oh, man, this is going to be brutal. So, down to 16. Looks like we are going to go for a shock. Maybe... Oh, never mind. We were just taking the 2 damage from the Dryad Militant, and I didn't mark that one down. That's why. Sulfur Elemental coming down. Let's lose all of our critters. Do we have the path? I think Vince is looking at a handful of X1s.
Yep.
This card is quite good.
That's some spice hot tech.
I mean, in a way, it's somewhat poetic, since Vince is the king of sideboards. Like, he has always got the piece for you. He has always got the sideboard tech for you.
I'm going to be straight honest. I would never have been able to tell you what Sulfur Elemental does. I may have seen this card before, but
You know why I know what it is?
Because Ian showed you?
Nope. Because Mason used to run it in his zoo sideboard.
That makes sense.
It's a very Mason card. So, an attack for 3 here. And Nahiri coming on down. That's going to be able to take down certainly the smaller creatures. The draws here are going to be really powerful. Ian can just kick out some of the dead white cards that he has.
Yeah.
Ooh. Jesse, I'm totally down. I'm totally down. Yeah, but Vintage doesn't see any play, so that's kind of invalid.
That actually makes sense that it sees Vintage play.
Oh, okay. Anti-mentor tech, that's fine. That makes sense.
It also looks like Vince is stuck on lands as well.
Yes. Which, yeah, this is exactly how Ian wanted this game to go. Cast a Sulfur Elemental on turn 3 and basically never have a care in the world again.
And there's a Stony Silence.
Is this just because Vince is on 5 swords?
Possibly.
I mean, his swords are pretty powerful. Mirren Crusader? No.
Oh, yeah, so she's a 4-1. 4-1 first strike.
Hey, I think Ian has got a path in hand, though. At least if I remember it.
He does.
A path and an Ancient Grudge. He was ready for the artifacts.
Yeah.
Joel Scoggs, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here. You are a rock star of the highest caliber. I look forward to seeing you more in the future. I like how he's plussing and not minusing here. It's a bold move.
Well, because minusing doesn't hit anything.
You heard recently that White Weenies has always been an archetype? Hey, Steven, what won the first ever Pro Tour?
I want to guess White Weenies.
Yeah, you are correct.
White Weenies is one of those things, like, it is always, just because of the color identity of white, it has always been a deck archetype.
Yep. Yep. Also, as long as Craig Wesco has existed.
Yeah, as long as Craig Wesco is a Magic player, White Weenies will exist.
Did you ever see, what was it, back in May, I think? There was like something on Twitter about, all right, you have a Magic team of 12, but it's a team of 12 of that player. Who builds the best deck? Sad LK, thank you so much for the 1,000 cheers. That's amazing. And thank you. Don't forget to donate to the best MTGO stream. He said guiltily asking for money. Bang, bang, bang. Clearly I'm a robber. Thank you so much. But one of the sponsors is, I don't know who would build the best deck. But Craig Wesco would build the best White Weenie deck the world has ever seen.
Yeah, basically, white creatures with synergy. You don't even need synergy, you just need small white creatures.
Thank you so
They
much.
synergize with turning sideways and reducing your opponent's life total to 0.
Thank you so much, Sad LK. Craig Wesco is your favorite pro? Very nice. Very nice. He is a pretty good player. He's also got a lot of style. He plays Hate Bears too.
I was going to play Hate Bears, and then Bryce didn't.
Yeah, he had. Okay, so
That is a 4-3. That is a 1-3 Wall of Omens. That's a multiple Wall of Omens.
That is a multiple Wall of Omens, but it's also it can beat 2/2s in 2/1s in combat. So we've got an attack for 6, and Vince is suddenly at 3 and in trouble.
One of my favorite players is
Oh,
Shahar
2.
Tenhar, just because of his name.
Why not Paulo Vitor Dama de Rosa then?
Isn't he like? Is it
Melvin is pretty good.
Dar?
We've got 4 mana from Vince's side, and we're gonna Wrath of God. What a world we live in!
Yeah.
End step Restoration Angel, but Vince extends the hand, has the Elish Norn, has Aven Mind Sensor, has Archangel Avacyn, and a Sword of Light and Shadow in hand.
Yeah.
Ooh! Alright, well, we've got 4 minutes left, so we're probably not going to have
I think this
another one
was
here.
the remaining match.
And let's get ready for round 2. We'll see you up there. Hello, and thank you for joining. My name's TJ. It's awesome having you here. My name is TJ. Steven is our wonderful co-host of the day. We probably won't have much time for 20 questions. The next round should be getting posted quite shortly. I'm excited about it. I'm hyped about it. I'm glad to be back. Monday's stream didn't fire off, but of course that meant that I got to stream from home with Steven. So I've actually streamed for the last... This is day 6 in a row of streaming. Since Friday, I've streamed every single day, and it has been absolutely wonderful. Keysby Knights, Brian Kibler was your favorite player. He's still the Dragon Master. He's still the Dragon Master. Oh, man. But overall, it's just so incredible to have you all here. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button. Join us more in the future. We do this stream at least 3 times a week. I'm starting to mull over the idea of stopping the Monday stream until Standard begins firing more consistently and just turning that into a consistent day to stream from home instead. It is a consideration on my mind right now. It's not official yet, but at least every Wednesday at 7, Saturday at 6, and Friday at 7:30 we've got Modern and Legacy. And at least for now, we've got Standard at 6:30, though I'm very strongly considering just the idea of discontinuing that, making a always 6:30 Monday stream from the home stream until Standard gets a bit more consistent.
But there's also that thing we were talking about that we might do. Maybe. Totally, we should do that.
I have no idea what you're talking about at the moment.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Just make Monday a Frontier stream. No one in the store wants to play Frontier. I have asked. No one wants to.
Well, there's people who want to, but
Brad981,
it's
thank you
the
so much
kind
for the
of
follow.
the same way. It's like I want to play Vintage, but that's
Right. We just don't have enough. We just do
no one
not.
wants to like buy into it, and no one really like.
Mm-hmm.
has.
Anyway, what do we have?
We're waiting for the one more match to finish, and I think they just finished.
They just had all the pairings go. That's what the loud shout was.
Always go here because no one ever goes.
Okay. As long as Steven has to wear a squid hat, you're in... If it was just that, it would probably just be me. Can we get some sweet Jund on stream? Always with the Jund with you, Jester. Always with that. Alright, Popper Monday stream. We also don't really have the player base for Popper currently. We're working on building it. But doing the stream from the store requires that we have the players for it. I don't really have, like... I have no ability to just schedule events. That's not how I get to operate this. A, I'm not the store owner. And B, it's completely at the mercy of the players as far as what they're interested in actually having events for. And I think it's going to continue being Standard Mondays. It's just been inconsistent at the time being. So I don't really get to pick what we're going to do on a given day here. Basically, as there are events, I choose to stream them or not stream them. And I usually try to stream everything. It's just if it's not happening, it isn't there. Okay. So.
All right. So we got Vince again.
Okay.
Vince is on the wall
Okay.
playing Tyler Dryden,
Okay.
and I would. Coleman suggested it.
Which means that it's probably a miserable matchup.
But the best, honestly, the best name I can come up with for this deck is Modern Standard.
Is it vehicles?
Yes. Maybe.
What colors?
It's got Nahiris and Smuggler's Copters.
Okay. What else does it
That's
have?
all I got for you. Coleman, that's what I got. We'll find out.
Okay. Sure.
Vehicles? It'll be a surprise for everybody.
All right. Well, let's just call it that, and let's see what we've got. And we will just try and get some things that are a little bit more fleshed out in the next
Matchup that
round.
way.
And we'll just try and get something that's a little bit more fleshed out in the future. In the meantime, we get to see this sweetness. Okay. You ready? Let's do it. Alright, let's get ready. And apparently I have that a little bit messed up. Whoops, that didn't erase. And let's just do this instead. Can I do that? And will it fit? We'll just call it Nahiris and Copters. There we go. Nailed it. So, we're going to kick things off with a Bloodstained Mire and Vince on the... Thank you. They are professional deck names. This is a professional stream.
I'm almost certain this is gonna be the. Yeah, it looks Mardu.
True, this can't be a stand. This cannot be standard in Modern. It's running Smuggler's
It's
Copters.
Frontier. It's a Frontier deck.
It's a Frontier deck in Modern. Okay. So, what else have we got? You liked the proxy name better? I think this is just Mardu. I think this is just Mardu Control.
Yeah.
This is much less unusual than you made it out to be.
It's not me. It was Coleman.
You got me Mardu Control. That's a sweet deck. Or Mardu Nahiri is probably closer. This one, I actually know. So, Athalia out on the battlefield for Vince. Going to cost Tyler a little bit of that value. Could have...
That's a Bloodghast.
It pitches the Nahiri quite well. Maybe this is like a Mardu...
And Smuggler's Copter.
True. Mardu... We'll call it Mardu value then. It's a little bit on the unusual side, though.
Mardu name change.
Mardu name change. Okay, that is an L that I put for Vince, apparently. Nailed it. Or it was a capital I, as it was. Okay. Maybe Mardu tokens? Not with a Nahiri and a Bloodghast. No, these seem like purposeful cards. Those are all like cards that synergize with each other. It's just not in any variant that I've ever seen. But we are already down to 13 because of this Thalia attacking as well as this Dark Confidant and the mana base of
I
Tyler.
think he can now take out Athalia, but which one do you think he takes out?
Between the two of them, I think that I'm more interested in taking out the Guardian of I don't know.
He's got a lot of non-creatures in hand.
If he has a lot of non-creatures, then I think I value the Guardian of Thraben a bit more. And the Helix also buys you a good amount of time. But it looks like we're actually going to point at that one. Maybe just going for the fact that that one deals
Now
more
he can
damage.
play blockers. That, and he can play blockers.
Also true.
Ooh.
Or just trying to get aggressive. I like it. Is Vince running Ion in the main? No, just Elesh Norn.
Is he running?
I hope so. You should, if you are running Dark Confidant and Nahiri, you should always run Emrakul. Always. I love, like, it's just my favorite thing to watch in Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you just run something that's super sweet and then it punishes you, but it's still super sweet, that's a great moment in Magic for me.
Yeah.
No matter who it happens to, even if it's me.
See, I've never done that.
Oh, it's great. That is a Wrath of God. That is a painful one. This is a painful Dark Confidant. It's dealt 6 damage to him.
Greatness at any cost.
Okay. Interesting. Is there a deck list for the Devotion? Not published anywhere, but I do have one. Well, I have one that's recent.
Yes, it is right here.
You know, every time you try and show them, no one can ever see it.
That's the
You
joke.
And we're gonna Wrath of God. It does get rid of his own Dark Confidant. Are we
I think
about
he's
to?
okay with that.
Is he gonna path his own creature to try and get the extra land? He is.
In that case, that Wrath of God is not exiled.
Interesting. His path is exiled, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think his path is exiled.
Yeah.
However, the Wrath of God will not be exiled.
But it won't matter, I don't believe.
I don't believe it will matter. Okay. Let's see. Bloodghast, Helix, and Wrath. Yep, this deck's got a little bit of everything. It works out like the Wraths are kind of cool with the Bloodghast because it's not exiled. Okay. Oh,
Path is not exiled. Path is exiled. Path. It's the same thing as Rest in Peace.
well, but when you're destroying it in that case, I don't know. I think it is exiled.
Oh, then, yeah, I guess.
I think it is.
That's an Archangel of Tithes.
Yes, it is. This is actually one of his only 4-ofs. Path is on the stack when the dude is exiled. Oh, that's right. It is similar to Rest in Peace, to where the Rest in Peace is exiled.
Yep.
But, okay, yeah. Yep, you're right.
Is that Lingering Souls? That's Lingering Souls.
Okay. Okay.
Peter is also good evidence that promo judged Bob's flip lane 95% of the time.
Yep, every single one of them. Every single one of them.
Why
So-
so, pulling up the Sulfur Elemental?
Well, because it didn't save, because I changed his deck picture to the Archangel of Tithes as opposed to the card.
Woo!
Is exactly what happened. Okay. So, we have got 2 Lingering Souls, or 2 Spirits out, as well as a Smuggler's Copter, so those are going to be able to crew quite well. Like, I like the synergy of this deck. It's got a lot of things discarding. It's able
Quite
to...
the brew.
I like this. It's got Bloodghast, which are able to... And he keeps hitting land drops, so those are always kind of a cool way to discard it to a Smuggler's Copter and then play a land, and you gain that kind of virtual card advantage. Or actually, it's pretty real card advantage
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah, I like this a lot. And a Sword of Body and Mind coming down. Because if it's not a Vince deck if it doesn't have the 5 swords.
No.
I love it. I love it. And we are going to hit for 5.
X can't block it.
And X gonna give it to you. We're gonna make a wolf and mill 10. Tyler might enjoy that.
Yeah.
Except Vince was under 10, he might like it more because then he'd have some pretty capable swings off of those Bloodghasts. But for now, we're gonna take a look at what we've got.
Copter, Path, land. Lots of lands. That's
So
copper.
lots of Smuggler's Copter, Dismember, Engineered Explosives, and a Helix.
I think that was an okay 10 to mill.
Yeah,
I don't think he really missed out on any of that.
Well, I mean, it's all random anyway, but I don't think that any of those were critical. Yeah. Oh, that's another Wrath in hand. He could just wog the board, attack for 4, discard a little bit more, maybe Wrath of God, and then hit his land drop to bring back the Bloodghasts. Is a pretty viable play here. I can get behind that. He can even discard that Bloodghast with the Smuggler's Copter on the attack. Okay. You should know the song from DMX. That's where it's from. You have your own chat.
I'm trying to look at the card.
That one, that is a big game hunter. It has Madness, and when it enters, you destroy target creature. With toughness, with power 4 or greater, I
Yeah.
think. Let's check out exactly what the power 4 or greater, and it can't be regenerated. So he is going to play a big game hunter for the 3 mana. I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't go for the Madness on it, actually. Because then he could spend just the 1 mana on that. So I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't go for that avenue. Instead, we're just gonna
Yeah, it's just gonna be pitch and Bloodghast.
maybe because this knocks, but not convinced to 12 still. But he still could have done that and just cast the Bloodghast for 2 mana, and it would still be cheaper than this whole line was, wouldn't it? Currently, it would be.
True. I think it's just like a look at all my value.
You don't like DMX? That's fair. If it's not your style, it's not your style. Okay. This is a pretty good board. You've got a 1/1/2/1, a 3/3. The big game hunter is going to crew up the Smuggler's Copter. So that's actually 7 damage that's coming in against Vince. That was 1 number off on that. Okay. So,
I don't think he was reading his own copy. I think he was just thinking about whether he wanted to attack with it or not.
yeah. Let's be nice to our players who are volunteers for us. Well, I guess not really volunteers. They're more just, they're willing to be on camera. And that's nice of them. Thank you, players who are willing to be on camera. Tyler and Vince, if you're both watching this back later, I appreciate you. And remember, as always, X
Oh.
gonna give it to you.
That reminds me. I talked to Michael when I was out there, and apparently the dog is just camera shy. The dog hid under the table.
Interesting. Probably because the dog is such a bad player.
They asked about, like, I was like, oh, were people getting, like, grumpy about eggs? And it's like, no, they were mostly just upset the dog wasn't on the camera. Yeah. I believe anyone would be new to this deck considering I've never seen anything similar to this ever.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you how long Tyler's been playing this particular deck. I have very little information on that. However, we are bringing back Athalia with a Sun Titan. That's pretty neat.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. It does still say round 1, because I'm awful at this. Fire me.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to look at that screen anymore, so I can't remember.
You have your own chat.
Yeah.
I got
We
this for
should
you.
get a third screen and have that, just a copy of that screen right here.
I'm gonna guess that we have 35 minutes left in the round.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to confirm it, that's on you.
We have 39 minutes left in the round.
Ooh, I'm awful again. Let's do that.
He at least has his mismatched basics, like, matched up by basic.
That is true, actually. I can appreciate that. So now we have got... thanks, Kinetic Stasis.
You tried.
It's the effort that counts. It hurts just the same. Can you post a link for me? I likely won't be able to watch it.
You can just, like, straight message it to him.
Or you could just message it to me on Twitter or on Twitch. Just send it to the account Red Baron MTG, and I will likely see it. Thank you to all of you who are watching. I just realized that there's 230 of you out there. It's incredible having you here. I appreciate it. My name's TJ.
I'm Steven.
And this is the Geek Fortress stream. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button. And of course, if you want to help support the stream, feel free to hit that sub button to help it out. It helps us buy the new computer that we need and do some cool stuff with it. I'm a little bit bummed that we may be moving down to just 3 streams a week for the time being.
Yeah. Which is why the thing...
I still don't know what you're trying to say to me.
Where we just stream from here, but...
Oh, but we would need to get like a full thing going on. That would take a lot of time.
That wouldn't.
It would take a decent amount of time. And also, I'm not sure if this computer can handle Magic Online and streaming.
Yeah.
Actually, it can't.
Right.
I can tell you right now that it can't.
It's a lot. You're getting a new computer.
Yes. But that's still a ways off.
Mm-hmm.
We have considered that one, though. We have, in fact, considered that. But that would also have to be under its own name. If we're going to use that to get cards. If we're going to use anything for that to get cards. Anyway, that's a discussion for another time. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here.
I think you're thinking too hard, is the thing.
I am.
Yeah.
So, Archangel of Ties, hanging out and relaxing. All cool. You're going to Star City Indy. You're going to play Grixis Control. And we're going to switch to Delver. Thoughts on this? Which are you more familiar with? If you like Grixis Control and you practice that a lot, basically, do you value Cryptic Commands or Delver of Secrets more? It's one of the main things. Delver is pretty solid right now. The big thing is that there's going to be a lot of... well, I guess... there might be a decent amount of, like, eggs. There might be a decent amount of things like Titan Shift. Titan Shift seems like a really good one. I don't know. I kind of like Delver because of the pressure it can apply through a lot of those ones, but also if you're expecting a lot of Walking Ballista, then Delver gets significantly worse. If you're used to Cryptic, I think you'd be fine with Cryptic.
I recommend not playing Cryptic. I don't think Cryptic's very good in Modern right now.
Uh-huh.
There's just so much mana. So much mana.
What's up, Maeve? Good to see you. Are we dropping the Standard stream? I'm honestly not convinced about it yet. I've been mulling it over. Standard's been so inconsistent.
The problem is all of our Standard players are busy on Mondays.
Basically. So I'm considering just consistently streaming from home on Mondays starting at 6:30 or maybe 6 or 6:30 every Monday for the time being until Standard gets more consistent, and then I can switch back to this. Again, I have no power over swapping days. I have zero control. If there are events, I stream them. If there are not events, I can't stream nothing, and I can't coordinate events.
Yeah.
Okay. It's mostly that there just aren't really a ton of Standard players who want to play Standard right now.
No, I just, like, out of all of the people I've talked to, which is, like, a good chunk of our Standard players, like, they just have lives on Mondays. Like, they work on Mondays, they, like, There also is just not a whole lot of people playing standard
Yeah.
at all, even in the area.
Okay, thanks, Spammy. Okay. So, we have got 2 minutes. We've got these blood guests that are out on the battlefield going for the attack. Does have to pay the mana to be able to attack with these blood guests. The Archangel of Ties says that he has to pay 1 for each one. And the Aven Mind Sensor is going to come down. And we're going to see a double block, probably.
Yeah, just make it a third modern day.
I would stream it. It's a matter of if other people want to play it. Apparently we have something to do with this mana? Yes, we do.
That's in a Johnny Vengeant.
It's not able to kill the Archangel of Ties, though. Oh, no, it is a 2-1. So those were 2-1s. The 3-5 got in the way of it. The Ajani comes down, minuses, kills it. Nice play by Tyler.
Yep. Also gains some 3 life.
That's true. Puts him outside of a kill range. The Knight of the White Orchid is going to come down. He's not going to get a land. And now it's got protection from blue and from green.
And it's also a 4/4.
And it is a 4/4, so Bolt no longer effective, Helix no longer effective, Ajani no longer effective. Basically needs Fatal Push, Terminate. A Kolagon's command would actually be surprisingly effective.
It just makes it so it can't untap.
Yes, it does not tap it. He could do a Kolagon's command, 2 damage to the Knight, and destroy target artifact for hitting it. That would be pretty sweet. I think that'd be a cool play.
I think that's the best play.
The big benefit that he does have is that he's actually got these Shambling Vents that he could activate to be a blocker.
Yeah, or you can just jam more Smuggler's Copters.
He might almost just activate the Shambling Vent to have it. Oh, no, we don't have that anymore. Maybe play the Dark Confidant and just actively block with it.
Yeah.
And then if Vince tries to remove it, activate the Smuggler's Copter instead. TJ, it's a Trap Rogers. I don't even get that name. But that's okay. I love it. Zach, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Also, thank you for the advice earlier today.
Yes.
My man.
I was just gonna terminate it. That works too.
Neat. I guess that is an effective way to go about things. Huh. Yep.
Yeah, there's been when people do show up, because like every Monday we have a different people show up every single time. And there's only been like 1 snake deck, 1 vehicle deck, 1 copycat deck. Oh, there's been 2 copycat decks. But there's a lot of people, they just, work.
Yeah. This is a swing for 7. Vince with no creatures going to be falling to 2. We do have a trigger of draw a card, discard a card. Do we have the mono white deck list? Not posted anywhere, but I do have access to it. It's a lot of 2 and 3 ofs and some 1 ofs and things like that. So, and the Ajani is going to deal the last little bit of damage with the minus.
All right.
Knocked Vince down to 2, minus the Ajani. Kill the Ajani, so that's a downside.
Yep.
But luckily it also kills Vince, so we're going to see a game 2.
Yeah.
Okay. No such luck to be had there. Tyler's going to take the game 1. That was game 1.
Yeah, that was a long game one.
2 fair decks going head to head.
I think in the long run, the Mardu deck is going to have the advantage just because of so many tools.
Indeed. Rest in peace. A Fulminator Mage is not good.
He brought in a Dreadbore.
The Dreadbore isn't interesting. I think it's just to have more removal and less about, not really aiming for Planeswalkers so much. And I'm not sure what that last card was.
I didn't catch it either.
I don't know. I don't know. But that's okay. We're gonna see what they do in this next game. Vince is gonna be on the play. This is a curious deck. Turn 1 plays include some number. Actually, I guess we can say what he might be bringing in. Elspeth Sun's Champion and Elspeth Knight Errant, both of them actually quite good in this matchup, so that the Dreadbore does gain a lot of value there. Could be bringing in, I don't really like the Leyline of Sanctity, because it didn't look like there was a ton of hand disruption directly,
No.
so I'm not a big fan of that.
Stony Silence stops the Copter.
It stops the Copter from equipping, so I'm almost certain that Vince is going to bring it in. I'm not sure if I agree with it.
stops, or Rest in Peace stops all the blood ghasts.
Rest in Peace is
And the
almost...
Ley Line of Sanctities.
And
Not the Ley Line,
Lingering
the
Souls.
Lingering Souls, what I meant.
Yeah, it hits a lot. The Rest in Peace definitely coming in. I think I would like bringing in 2 Disenchant more than the 2 Stony Silence, because the Disenchant have a little bit more ability,
Yeah.
but even that I'm not super thrilled with. Sword of Feast and Famine
Is
definitely
that
coming
extra
in.
swords? Or just
Sword
the
of-
rest
yeah,
of the swords?
It's the rest of them.
Okay.
He has all 5 swords across his...
It's
set.
definitely, yeah.
I think both of those swords come in
I think War and
for
Peace for sure.
Body and Mind, and
I think Body and Mind comes out.
Body and Mind does come out.
Because it's the only one that doesn't give pro any of the colors.
Agreed. Will Frontier be a thing? Well, according to GP Pittsburgh, not really, but maybe eventually.
Yeah.
Does our store do online orders? Yes! Absolutely! Feel free to go to geekfortressgames.com. Jebediah252, thank you so much for the sub! That's a brand new sub. Thank you for the support. Can we get some emote hype? Can we get some sub hype in the chat? Thank you for being amazing and supportive and awesome having you here. No, I'm not going to do an Akbar impersonation here. It's not even appropriate. There's no traps to be seen.
It's a trap. That's all you gotta do. It's a trap.
No, it's got to be appropriate. I'll do it on stream one day when there's like an actual trap. Then I'll do it.
Like archive trap?
Yes. I would love to do it in response to that. Look at all these emotes! Oh, thank you, everybody.
There was honestly on Reddit an actual good Frontier thread.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
did go back
it's-
and read
yeah,
that.
It's the one where it's like the one where they posted the GP Pittsburgh like not firing.
Yeah. It was super reasonable, and I had some good points, and we are currently at 179 subscribers. We did lose a bunch with just kind of that turnover month. Plus, we didn't stream that Monday, which I imagine that if we discontinue our Monday stream for a little bit, will hurt that, which is unfortunate. And honestly, like, I don't like not doing the Monday, and it's mostly just because we have the capability of like providing content on Mondays that I'm considering it.
Yeah.
It's just, but we're at 179 right now, and this is actually going to be our last stream until next Wednesday because just about all of us, most of us, are going to be
a
in
good chunk
Vancouver.
of people are going to be gone.
And most importantly, all the Modern and Legacy players are going to be there, which means that we wouldn't have an event to fire anyway, likely.
And Dylan's going to be there too. He might not,
Yeah, Dylan is there.
so.
You think MTG isn't in the best shape right now?
MTG's
I will
like
say
the
that
healthiest it's ever been.
I will say that all the numbers disagree.
Yeah.
They're still posting growth. All of their formats are showing growth. Their profits are still showing growth. Like, everything about the numbers for Magic are showing that they are increasing what they're being able to do. I think the biggest issue right now is that they're just, like, I'm okay with all the removal of Modern from a lot of the things. There needs to be something new for Modern.
Well, the reason they're removing Modern from everything is because they were trying to help it become a format, and now it is, and it doesn't need help.
So the problem is that right now the most competitive event that you can have for Modern is your FNM.
Yeah.
Like, that is now the most competitive Modern event that there is. And that's or GPs. Like,
Yeah.
those are the two things. And I think that there needs to be, like, a Modern showdown, to where it's not a GP team, but it encourages something like that. Or there needs to, like, it's competitive REL. Or there needs to be the occasional, like, you know, I could see the World Magic Cup still having Modern occasionally. Or I could see making something that isn't the Pro Tour, that is, like,
Yeah. Well,
the Modern thing.
the obvious argument against that is just the whole, like,
He did bring in the ley lines.
he did bring in the ley lines. The argument for that is that it'd be Wizards spending on money on something that does not make them money.
I mean, Modern Masters continuing to sell out, I think somewhat disagrees. But, like, I think that you're right. I think that the Pro Tours, which are promotional tours, should stay standard. I'm fine with that. I just think that there needs to be places for it to compete if it's going to be a competitive format. I think that there
But I mean,
needs to be an avenue for that.
I think that for stores turnouts being mostly Modern.
But the
Okay.
problem is that, like, it's cyclical, right?
Yeah.
Because if there is no Modern competitive events, there aren't people writing about Modern.
Right.
And if there aren't people writing about Modern, there's not people reading about Modern, which means that there's not people getting interested in Modern. It's like the super slow. Obviously, Modern's not going to die anytime relatively soon, like, at all. but it's a bad way to push the format.
My
in the
favorite
future.
like thought on the subject is like all of the legacy players are like, oh yeah, tell me about all the legacy events.
Right, but Legacy has a much more justifiable reason. The reason Modern was created was to be another competitive format, and taking it away is a really bad way to showcase it.
To be another Eternal.
I
format.
agree with most of Wizards' choices. I am not a big doomsayer when it comes to them. I agree with a lot of their stuff. I get that they're a business. They're not stopping Modern GPs, but we have 5 weeks of them this week, and then of coverage specifically. There are going to be Modern ones throughout the. Basically, it's just. It is unfortunate, and I think that it is a misstep on their part, and I would like to see bigger Modern events come back as a replacement. Give them a replacement. Give stores a GPT replacement. Give them a triple point qualifier.
Yeah.
You're taking away the 3x point qualifier, and now you're basically grinding FNMs for Planeswalker points. Like, it's weird. It's a complicated issue. I don't have all the information, so I might be wrong about some stuff. But Terminator is going to take down a Knight of the White Orchid. Vince is on 4 lands, and he is going to play out a Sword of Light and Shadow. The
That's
big
gonna
issue,
be a really good sword in the long run if he can resolve a creature.
yeah, and once he equips it, it's incredible because now lightning bolts aren't going to kill whatever that creature is, and that's a huge part. GPTs are still competitive. They're taking away GPTs.
They're taking away GPTs from LGSs.
There are going to be no GPTs except for the Friday before the
Yeah.
GPT or the GP itself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're just GPTs are at.
which I'm
The
okay with.
GPs.
Again, GPTs can go away. Just give them another 3x multiplier event. Give them something that incentivizes people to show up in larger numbers and like grinding for those Planeswalker points. So a Dread. Unfortunately, this is one of the worst creatures to suit it up with. Bolt, Helix, Ajani all kill this.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I think
Ajani doesn't.
Ajani doesn't.
Ajani and
It is
Helix,
white.
just Bolt. Sorry,
Just Bolt.
that was me being wrong. Okay.
Conveniently, Smuggler's Copter blocks everything.
That's true. That's actually quite true. That is going to be interesting. But yeah, like I'm okay with a lot of their decisions. I just one give something else for Modern, and 2 give the LGSs another 3x multiplier. Most of the choices, I'm okay with the World Magic Cup qualifiers being back. I'm okay with a lot of the stuff. Or not the qualifiers, sorry. I'm okay with the regionals coming back. So, Smuggler's Copter and a Bloodghast. Now the Bloodghast can block.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray! I think, are we tapping the Nykthos? Yes. The Nykthos does not get to untap, which means that Vince doesn't have the ability to, generate a pretty significant amount of mana. And the Ajani is still able to plus up the coming turns. That's a Disenchant on the Smuggler's Copter, suddenly not a viable hit. And he can just kill the Ajani.
Yeah.
The flip side to killing the Ajani, however...
Well, it doesn't. It puts it to 1.
You are right, and also it wouldn't trigger. So he's actually going to go face so that he can get the triggers from this.
Yeah, and he gets back a Soldier of the Pantheon and gains 3 life.
Mm-hmm. That worked out well. Nationals, my bad. Thank you. Okay. So, what have we got? Yeah, face is the place. Face is always the place. That's the lesson to be learned for this matchup. The Smuggler's Copter coming back again. It is going to be a blocker, but the Terminate or the Disenchant probably not coming back. It's a matter of, does Vince have another removal spell? Something like a Path to Exile would still be good if he tries to equip it, and then you go for that in response. He could. Actually, I would have liked using the Helix to kill the Soldier of the Pantheon.
Helix cannot kill
No,
Soldier of the
because it
Pantheon.
has protection from multicolored. So the Liliana minus doesn't do anything. Or at least hits only that.
Liliana Mice can't even target Vince.
Because he has a ley line. That's hilarious.
Yep.
That is super funny.
That Ajani is dangerously close to destroying all lands, though.
If he is able to block it, if he's got a kill spell in hand, if he's got like a bolt or a fatal push, his Helix and Liliana do nothing. And I think he's got a land otherwise, or is it just those 2 cards? No, there's 3 cards. Huh. Yep, alright. That protection from multicolored...
You can't cast it on anything.
Can't do it. So, we are just going to activate the Smuggler's Copter and go for a block. The Ajani is going to take 2, but it is going to kill the Dryad Militant. So I think overall this is a net positive for Tyler. He is going to draw and discard. He might be able to do something in response to before this goes.
He discards his Lily. Or a Lily.
Yep.
And I believe Vince is just going to equip the sword up.
Yes. Should. Casted the Helix? He did not.
No.
There were no valid
There's
targets.
no.
Well, he could target.
He can target
Vince.
himself and his creature.
He could target. Yeah. Make him target? No. At a regular REL event, that is not really where we're looking to be. All right.
I mean, even certain in like competitive, you don't even do that. You just, you can't cast that. And you don't.
Okay. So the Ajani does take a little bit of a hit.
Oh, that's true. Johnny is target player.
Oh, it's target player loses all their lands? Good point. That's funny. And Tyler has no way of killing enchantments in this deck. I guess has some way. The white might have, but I'm not sure how much he brought in.
Yeah.
And he did see the swords, though. Might have brought in some disenchants of his own.
Mm-hmm.
It is a possibility. Didn't trigger his Rest in Peace? True, but there also isn't a Rest in Peace.
Yeah.
Okay. Even incompetent? Yeah. So, non-issuous. Is that a Gideon? I hope it's a Gideon. A Gideon would be sweet, except he still needs to worry about that. So the protection from multicolored is still a problem. The protection from white still a problem. A lot of things are problems right now.
Maeve, the Bloodghast combos well with both Nahiri and the Smuggler's Copter.
This is a discard deck.
It has Madness, yeah.
This is a Madness deck that's using the Smuggler's Copter to put things in the graveyard. It's running Big Game Hunter, discarding the Bloodgases to gain the virtual card advantage of just play a land and have an aggressor. It maybe isn't the best play, but I see the synergy. I can see why he's running it. I'm not entirely sure I agree with it. But I get it. It makes a lot of sense. I think it's a deck that is trying to be more aggressive than this particular game has allowed him to be.
Yeah.
I think he is normally trying to be much more aggressive than this game is showing.
I believe Vince's deck is a good deck for making your deck have to function differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this sword in the Slayline, brutal.
Doro, I sure hope you do.
Okay.
Mad do.
Mardu Mad Lads. Okay. We're just getting aggressive. There's no blockers. Let's swing for 6. It's bold, but I like it. I guess they're not
Lingering
gonna
Souls.
they're not gonna block anyway. Now it's you can gain 3 life, but I would like to hit you for as much as possible every single turn. Now we have got a swing for 10 every turn with Vince. Can you outrace that? Not really, but that's just kind of a time frame that you're looking at.
These two are both 0-1.
Okay.
Coleman just really wanted to see this deck.
Okay. So, what else do we have? Knight of the White Orchid.
Does hit him a land. Ooh, he got that from me.
Oh, the land?
He got that specific one from me. And that's why he pointed at me. Yeah.
Lingering Souls? I would not call Lingering Souls one of the best cards in Modern right now. I wouldn't.
And there's actually a lot of things that like just deal with lingering souls.
I
Like the very
well with Tron, Titan Shift both being like premier decks right now, I disagree.
the oppressiveness that is the sulfur elemental that has been showing up everywhere
Plus,
lately.
plus.
Everywhere lately.
Oh man. Lingering Soul's the best card in Innistrad block constructed?
Yeah, not when Intangible Virtue is banned.
I think the Capo follow-up clarified a little bit. Alright.
I think that might be one of my most useless Magic knowledge tidbits.
Probably. Probably. The fact that they're both banned does make it somewhat problematic.
I don't think Lingering
Yeah, it
Souls
is.
is it?
Yeah. That card's better than Intangible Virtue.
Well, it's only good because of Intangible Virtue.
No.
In block constructed.
Still no.
Yeah.
The card's insane. Am I ready for Vancouver? Not really. I'm doing all my prep on Thursday night after my night meeting. I'm going to get home at like 10 and then basically just do all my packing and then wake up at 4:30 in the morning and get ready. Maybe 5 in the morning. Should be good. Should be good.
Oh, thank you, Doro.
Your beard changed color.
Maybe I wasn't playing Magic when Innistrad came out.
And you were still right.
Yeah, I wasn't wrong.
Intangible Virtue is banned. Okay. Vancouver, how much is the hotel? Enough.
How many loonies? Loonies and toonies.
And that is a wrath of God.
Mhm.
So Vince disabling his own board. We are going to lose the Bloodghast. If we have any land drops, that's going to come back. Did he not attack first?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no, he's at 7. He did.
He's at L. Capital L.
Capital L. Capital L. Did attack first. My bad. My bad. Okay. So, with the Nykthos not untapping, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, that's been his one of like he probably has some really sweet stuff in hand, but having the Nykthos be permanently tapped down by the Ajani has been rough.
Yes. And I think the Bloodghast not going to be able to attack immediately. The Ajani is just going to keep plussing. Vince doesn't have the pressure yet. If he casts that, he has to have a backup creature in hand, though, because he knew that he was getting rid of the Bloodghast. And he probably... I would just keep applying pressure and gaining the 3 life every turn until I had another creature that had pretty high value. Okay. Yes, he still does. That's still a staple of this deck. When you got enough devotion, it's pretty solid. Doesn't have summoning sickness?
Yeah, no, is it when you're at...
When the
Less than 10?
Vince has to be at 10 or less.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Does Bloodghast have haste when you're at less than 10?
No, it just doesn't have
when
haste.
your opponent's at less than 10.
When they're less than 10.
Bloodghast doesn't have haste to swing.
Okay.
Oh, came at the end of Vince's turn.
Oh, he had a fetch.
Okay.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got us. Now they're gonna tell us for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah. Not when we initially brought it up. Only after we asked.
It's okay. I mean, they have a delay. That's reasonable. I do appreciate it. Okay. So,
They do spoilers for non
1
standard
week.
sets for 1 week before.
yeah.
And then
So now it's time to diss you for it. That's true. That's true. And we're going to go for the fetch now. Why are we cracking that now? Interesting.
Okay.
They're the last match, so when they're done, we'll be next round.
Cool. Okay. TJ always goes, okay.
Okay.
I guess I, and then I, okay.
Okay.
What's up, David? It's good to see you. So, 4 Lingering Souls plus a Bloodghast. Attacking in with the flying. Still, Vince has the ability to attack in and gain a good amount of life. The more cards that he holds in hand, the less effective this attack is. And I imagine that you attack. There's no blocking happening.
Mm-hmm.
Are they streaming the GP this weekend? I believe so. I believe so. And a sort of body and mind suited up and start bashing. Carl, 2 months in a row. Thank you so much for the sub. It's good to see you. Welcome back to the Geek Fortress stream. I haven't seen you for a little bit, but thanks for swinging by to my stream when that was running. You swung in on Sunday. Thank you. I appreciate that. So Vince is at 10, and Tyler's going to swing for 4, and you got to have the removal, but it's got to be only red removal.
He's
And it
got
has to be-
land in hand.
All right, so the double bolt not going to be super effective. We are going to take 6, which is going to be a kill, and Vince is going to take game 2.
Oh boy. On to a rousing game 3.
Beautifully enough, this is also the last match,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. So, did he just miss lethal? No. He just won.
Yeah.
The problem is that you want the price changes, I don't know. I think that's... Oh, everybody wants fetches? Yes! Rurs, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's good to see you. What's up, Cool Beans? Welcome, everybody. It's awesome having you. He attacked a Johnny for 6. Oh, then I have no idea.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure. Probably was worried about the Ajani ult, not realizing that his ley line was preventing it. Sure. I don't know. Fetches? I enjoy fetches. They are fantastic for... Am I pumped for MM17? I mean, I'm excited for more sets to come out. I think that this one in particular is awesome. I hope that it's great. I'm excited for spoiler season because that's always fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I'll probably try and draft it at least once. Stop hitting the table with the mic on it. Are we hitting the table?
I haven't been hitting the table.
I don't think we're hitting the table. We might be. We might be unconsciously hitting it.
Very silently. It's very cramped in here.
It's
So
true.
It's pretty rough.
Could I get one of those generic brand candy bars next time you're out there?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You hope Amonkhet gets you back into MTG? I recommend it. The game is sweet.
There's a thing your LGS can do that, like a bring a new friend kind of promo thing where you can get full art basics for Amonkhet.
I'm actually pretty excited for that one. What is up, Phenomenal? Welcome. It's a good day. Am I going to be opening packs on stream? If I have packs to open.
Opening packs of generic brand candy. Soon, DM.
Alright. And we are going to take a look at this hand and see what we can take with an Inquisition. There's an Elish Norn, an Archangel Avacyn, a Dryad Militant, and a Knight of the White Orchid. I kind of like disrupting the curve with... You could take the Dryad Militant because he's not going to cast it anytime soon. He's not going to cast it on turn 2. And it disables most of what he's trying to do, and then your Kolaghan's command is going to be able to kill that Knight of the White Orchid and force him to discard cards. Or you can just keep him discarding cards as it is. Did I get any special package for GP Vancouver? Nope. You saw one of my matches on Moto on Sunday? Hooray! Thank you so much for swinging by there. Good to see you. Good to see you there. It was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Take the ram from Orchid. He's not going to be casting that until turn 3. I don't think it matters too much.
Well, he's going to be casting it right now.
Nice. I like the idea, Jagros. It's clever. I attacked into 2 Finks, and before the persist trigger, I killed your friend with a bolt. Ha! That was awesome. That was a fun day. I think that was during my 5-0.
It must have been.
I think that was during my 5-0. That was pretty fun. That was a good game.
Maybe that's why I gotta make new friends.
Those were good games. Those were good. Those got quite close. Yeah, I do remember that. That poor Eidolon. So,
Surprisingly, yes. Actually, Alexis Bros.
I guess. So we do get the land from this. We have a Lingering Souls coming down. Probably Kulagon's command to kill that and force Vince to discard a card next turn.
Oh man. More mismatched basics.
But they're all foil.
I'm fairly certain Michael's giving him a hard time about it.
We'll see. What deck should you play? You kind of want to play 8-rack or something lame and gimmicky. Used to play Living End. Honestly, it depends on what you're going to have fun with. Anything can do. It's whatever you're going to have fun with. If you're going to play 8-rack, proxy it up and play against your friends.
And then, once you're out of friends, build a different deck.
Exactly. Todd, thank you
That's a
so
big
much
number.
for the host of 376 viewers. Welcome, everybody. I'm sure you're getting an ad at the moment, but my name's TJ.
I'm Steven.
And this is the Geek Fortress stream. Welcome. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button. It's good to have you all.
That's a follow or
Jatelgan.
viewer for every day of the year plus a few more.
Exactly, and that's the important part about it. What's up, Boot? What is up, Tevin? Thank you so much for the follow. It's good to see you all.
The hard cast leyline.
I guess you can do that. This is modern? Indeed. Coleman picked the match today.
Yeah. So that leyline came in for free because he spent 4 mana on it.
True.
Wow. What a hand.
Double Avacyn, double Elishnorn in that hand?
He can cast the Avacyn next turn.
Yes. I'm surprised he
And then he
didn't.
can cast the Elishnorn the turn after that.
I mean, it does stop him from hitting him with the Kulagon's command to discard. That's kind of cool. So instead, we're just going to develop our attacks for the turn, and
Stack for
if
6.
Vince draws a planes, he actually is going to cast the Elishnorn, and this game is going to be done. Thank you so much, El Diablo 11111111 for the follow.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here. You are a rock star.
Go play.
Thank you so much. Where's Waldo for the follow? I appreciate it. It's good to see you here.
He's in our chat.
Join us every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday for Modern and Legacy throughout the week. I can't guarantee Mondays anymore. Corization, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome to have you here. But if there aren't the Monday ones, remember to check out Red Baron MTG. I'll just start streaming on that one. I don't think Tyler can do a whole lot to stop this.
He's trying to counting the devotion because he knows about the Elishnorn.
Yes. And he can't really... Is that a... There's a split card in that hand, and I think it's hit and run, which is pretty sweet. So if he can remove the Knight of the White Orchid, he'd be able to use it to force Vince to sacrifice a... Oh no, he can't make him... He can't target. Thank you so much, Oompa, for the follow. I think that was Oompa something. Syscom, thank you so much for hitting that follow. It's awesome having both of you here. You are rock stars. By the way, could I make that 2 once you eventually end up out there?
2?
Yeah, I'm dying.
All right.
Looked like hide and seek. Hide and seek would be also sweet. Once see. Oop. Does it actually work? I wonder. We haven't worked. I don't think it's. Yeah, that probably is hide and seek. Put an artifact or enchantment on the bottom of target player's library. Could cast that. And Seek searches their opponent for a card and removes it from the game. Does not do as much in that case. But the hide actually does get rid of the Leyline of Sanctity, which could be relevant. But Tyler's in a lot of trouble. Detonator 2G, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here. Lord of Elkhart. That is a great name. So it looks like we are going to fire that off. We're going to put that on the bottom, and I guess we are looking to try and get this hand disruption going. Passing it back. Do we get the land? We do get the land. Elesh Norn coming in. Still get enough devotion. Elesh Norn sweep the board and attack for pretty functionally close to lethal.
A lot of damage.
Yep. So this is an attack.
That's an attack for 10.
Yep. And this die is floating away from us, but it doesn't actually matter. We'll assume that he's at 4.
They're on turns.
Alright, that's going to be a win.
Yep.
Yep,
All
picking
right.
him up. Ooh, a classic case of still had all Ds. We'll see you out there. Hello, and thank you for joining. It's awesome to have you all here. Thank you to PJ for following. I saw that just as we were hitting the button. It's awesome having you all here, and welcome for joining. This is the Geek Fortress stream. We do this at least 3 times a week. I'm also starting to stream from twitch.tv/RedBaronMTG, basically whenever I can, but remember this is actually our last stream until next Wednesday. At least from here, because of GP Vancouver coming on up. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it, but it does mean that we won't be streaming. Split card sideways in the preview? Yeah, but at least it fits in the window. If it was the other way, it wouldn't fit within the window that we have displaying it, unfortunately. I agree that I'd prefer seeing it the other way, but oh well. Oh well. Next Wednesday, yes, I'm going to be in Vancouver all weekend along with many of us. Ziggy Prime, thank you so much for the follow. It's awesome having you here. You are a rock star. Welcome. Thank you for hitting follow. Thank you. And if you do want to hit that sub button, it does mean the world to us. It helps us do what we do. Dan Bopes, thank you so much for the follow. What kind of camera do we use? We use Logitech C9200, like almost, or 920, thank you. Like almost everyone. Little Mac 28, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. Okay. What about Maeve? What about Maeve? Time to make dynamic windows. I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean like things that shift and all that stuff? True. It is a possibility. Are we at 667 viewers? Dang, we're at 652. Look at that. We're getting some more magic for you. Round 3 is coming on up. And we're going to have some more magic coming. Should be good. Should be solid. But thank you, everybody, for being here. I hugely appreciate it. The JT, thank you so much for hitting the follow button. This is a lot of people. Thank you. Thank you so much to Megas for the auto-host. Thank you so... Oh, that's me. I'm auto-hosting me. Thank you to Two Tragedies for the host. Thank you for Looking Glass Self for the auto-host. Ooh. This is pretty incredible. Thank you, everybody, just for hanging out and having fun and being here. I do truly appreciate it. It's really incredible to have you all here. I'm auto-hosting me. Oh, thank you so much. So, while you tell me the match, I'm going to devour this because I'm dying.
We have, it's Nathan versus Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan's playing Burn, Nathan's playing Evolutwin.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan is on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same as someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You dude, thank you so much for the follow. And
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be playing Modern in a second. TJ's busy eating, typing out all these matches. Thank you. I can't. They flash. They go so.
obviously Nixilus.
They used to pop up over there.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Thank you, obviously Nick. This is okay. I'm just gonna talk. What kind of burn?
Just Burn. I would imagine he's playing Boros Burn.
Okay,
Like he didn't. They just. Hey Ryan, what are you playing? Burn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's Evolutwin.
It's not Evolution.
That's what he calls it.
I know that's what he calls it, but it's a terrible name for the deck when you're casting it, because everybody comes in and asks what it means.
Well, he clearly plays Eldritch Evolution to get the twin combo.
It's Team Revolution is what I've been going with. Thank you so much, Green Geeko, for the follow. I appreciate that one. Let's get this all set. Let's do that. And we will pick the arts for the decks.
Thank you, Man Goody, for joining the Fortnite.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Eldritch Evolution?
Thank you, Breedenpool, for joining the Fortnites.
That's a pretty good name. And we'll do Lightning Bolt. Gotta type a lot more. Alright, let's head on down. It's round 3. We will see you there. Okay, and these players are going to get ready. Let's get rid of that one. Connor OD, thank you so much for the auto host. Bruce By, thank you so much for the auto host. Everybody else, you subbed today. Yes, you did. I appreciate it. It's awesome having you here. And where else have we got? So I'm trying to follow everything there. Thank you everybody who is watching. I apologize for the confusion there. And now we have got any Glorious Vengeance decks. I don't know, but Renegade Rallier is almost certainly out there with Coleman being out there. You have to go. You'll be back Wednesday. I look forward to it. Tan Magash, you are a rock star. Haven't been a host other than to say hi for like a month. I guess that's true. I really have to eat. I'm sorry. I'm starving right now. Okay. So Ryan is on Burn. I'm assuming it's Boros because that's what I think is the version that you should be playing right now. Kentronic, thank you so much for the follow. Harry is on Team Revolution. Look for this deck to be an Eldritch Evolution deck that is trying to cast Mana Dorks into things like Kitchen Finks occasionally, all kinds of other sweet stuff. Rin Narin, thank you so much for the follow. It's awesome having you here. Eventually going to be also running Deceiver Exarch and the Bounding Crassus as other 3-drops, and then eventually can be trying to get into a Kiki Jiki, which will be a way for him to create infinite creatures, or at least arbitrarily large number of creatures, and should be fun. Ryan playing Burn? Oh yeah, that's Ryan's original deck. Will there be a stream before next Wednesday? I will likely stream from Red Baron MTG on Tuesday, but there will not be any other streams until next Wednesday. No. We're all pretty much going to Vancouver. Okay. I do apologize. I hate eating on camera for this, but I really have to. Okay. But thank you everybody for being patient with me. Thanks for being awesome. And this is Nakata Burn, so this is Naya Burn. And a Searing Blaze coming down for the Birds of Paradise. An incredible turn 2 for Ryan. He's down to 16 for the whole thing, but Harry is going to fall down to pretty low. He's down to 13. He is down to 13 right now. So,
It goes down to 11.
with, yeah, a shot coming down, we're going to play a Tarmogoyf. It's going to be a decent aggressor, mostly a defender at the moment. Otherwise, Harry probably going to be, he's trying to be decently favored in the game too. Traditionally, he has done pretty well there. We are not in Canada. We are pretty close, though. We're in basically southern Canada. When did he get those?
Like right now? Oh, these?
Yeah.
Like 2 days ago.
Too legit to quit. Nice. Okay. Sweet. TJ professionalism? Exactly. I mean, we're a local game store. We can only be so professional. We're a local game store that one day decided to start streaming and never stopped. And that's basically the story of us. We're getting aggressive, so we clearly have a blocker. It's probably going to be a Deceiver Exarch. Nope, maybe not. We're going to Eldritch Evolution for a 4-mana card, probably P. Kieran Nalaar. Strikes me as a decent one that'll provide a lot of blockers.
I'm just going to go for the kitchen thing.
Okay. It's nice. It's a solid blocker. Puts him back up to 7. That's going to be good. So much for that donation alert. Is it not working right
Big
now?
Engineer, thank you for joining the Fortnite.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing the round trip. Is it worth it to take the train? Yes.
Patented Kuro, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. We're always in the mid-20s for events. Our modern events are always in the mid-20s. The lightning bolt coming down. We're down to 4. We still have blockers in this noble hierarch. And that's a Searing Blaze for 1. Gonna knock him to 3. Can he survive whatever Ryan is doing? He's getting aggressive, so this looks like an Eldritch Evolution to me.
I knew it.
It's just trying to be a blocker then. This is a dangerous place to be if you are someone by the name of Harry. That's a Boros Charm. So Ryan should just have the win. Turning it sideways to see what we've got. I can be as professional as I want. I try to be pseudo-professional. Uz Hariste. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here. Let me check my emails to see if there was one. I apologize. Hold on. Hold on. It's loading. And we're going to head into a game 2 because Ryan crushed that game 1 pretty quickly. Curved out, did things. You did! Team NFG bot sending in $20. Thank you so very much. That's awesome. It didn't send your message. I do apologize for that. I can go to our Streamlabs and maybe see what that was. But thank you so much for that support. That is incredible. It's probably because I ended up logging in on this one. I did. Alright, hold on. It should be coming up soon. I think because I had to log into this one to set up some stuff from home, disconnected it from here. Thank you so very much. I really, truly do appreciate that. That's so kind of you. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. I'm the
Are they
worst.
Canadian?
Why aren't we in Canada?
Oh, because one time we got a donation Canadian and it wouldn't show up.
No, I don't think they are. Thank you. You're awesome. Check out Team NFG bot. Is Justin at the store? I have no idea.
No, he's not here.
Okay.
They're shuffling up.
So say that.
They're that's what I said. Thank you, Swagadamian Nut.
Nailed it.
Swagadamian Nut.
Classic. It's a classic name.
Yeah. Thank you, Fraternal Splinter Twins, for joining the Fortnite. Oh, man. Oh, you might like this deck. Harry's deck happens to be basically a twin deck, but not really. It's like a Kiki Chord deck, but also not. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we do accept Bitcoin.
What?
I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't.
Okay, then yeah, we totally do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think Ryan just has this one, like, kind of on lock.
Actually, Harry's got a lot of
He's
tools.
got a lot of tools, but
He's even got Magus of the Moon, actually, which shuts it down pretty well. Oh, I'm happy to be cracked up.
crack like a macadamia nut.
I haven't had a macadamia nut in quite some time, unless it's in a white chocolate chip macadamia
I was
cookie.
gonna say I haven't had a macadamia nut outside of white chocolate chip macadamia nut. Like probably ever.
Don't give that much sugar to TJ. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
100% for basically calories at this moment.
Yeah, calories.
I didn't eat a dinner because I was
Dinner?
yeah. Do you eat two? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't?
Uh-huh.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lunch breakfast. I visited my grandparents and they made chili. And then they sent me home with a big like vessel of jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Strawberry jelly.
Mm-hmm.
And that was many hours ago.
We'll see. Harry on the Play is a decently proactive deck, except he also has a lot of ability to do those tap effects. One thing that's actually pretty problematic for him, like the worst case scenario, is an Eidolon.
Yeah.
But a lot of other things that he's got are pretty powerful against this deck. He's got a lot of recursion. He's got a lot of kitchen finks. He's got a good amount of like Pink here Nalara is great. He's got Magus of the Moon, which can shut down a lot of what Ryan is going to be trying to do. Should be solid. Blazing Gunner, Blazing Gunner. Thank you. It was a nice shout out from Todd.
I'm gonna just do a thing real quick.
Oh, are you changing it to dark mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I have just at home, so. It makes this, like, Blazing Gunner's name readable.
Can you post a link? Sure, post a link. I should run a 1 of Simian Spirit Guide in place of my 20th land. Thoughts? I will think about it later. It's worth thinking about. I think we talked about it. You and I talked about that on stream, didn't we?
What?
The running a Simian Spirit Guide instead of a 20th land? Maybe I talked about it on Sunday.
It's likely. If it wasn't me, it was either like you to the stream or you to Maeve yesterday.
Either way, I did talk about it recently, actually. It's a consideration that I've had. Overall, I think that it's pretty... My initial thought is that it's not what the deck wants, because it's like decent, but it's inconsistent, and inconsistent isn't what I want from Burn. But I don't know. It's worth thinking about. That's what it was. It was Doro. Doro and I were talking about it.
I think that Ryan is going... He's so far losing this game because he's cast less bolts than his opponent.
A Wild Mikado coming out, and actually Harry can control the board from a creature standpoint surprisingly well, actually. So I think this is kind of where he wants to be at. Still needs to be pretty cautious. At 15 on this board is relatively safe. If he goes into something like a Kitchen Finks this following turn, it's going to be solid.
Yeah, but if he has nothing really like decent to follow up with, then it's gonna be a rough game. And it's a Obstinate Baloth.
Why not make a dude? Because I keep a lot of 2-land hands, and if I have a land that's a Simian Spirit Guide and a land, it's significantly worse than 2 lands. Is basically the reason why it's pretty medium in a lot of cases. So it's a matter of...
The part where it casts you 1 spell, with like the other half being it's a bad creature if it's not at 1 spell.
Yeah. So sometimes it gets out of the gate, but if I'm missing land drops because that would have been my second or my third land, then that's pretty bad. So it depends. I'd have to play with the numbers a little bit. It only needs to be a 1-of to ruin your game plan, though. Turn 1 Eidolon, like, all of those things are super tempting. I think it's worth looking into. I'll play around with it a little bit. I now have a stream in which I can do pretty much whatever I want, whenever I want. So I'll probably test it if people want me to. I'll happily test it, whatever. You've barely seen Burn run a marathon? Oh, all the time.
Ooh, and Ryan has just lost the game.
Yeah, he has. A Kiki Jiki and an Obstinate Baloth, and it doesn't even matter if he has a removal spell in hand, because he's still going to gain another 4 life here. Oh, this is brilliant. And this is double blockers on this one, plus he gets the land. We're going to copy this one. We're going to have 2 blockers here. There's a Destructive Reverie and a Rift Bolt. Neither of those are enough to do this, and maybe an Atarka's Command. So keeping him from gaining life, he's actually going to fall to 3 this turn. Or no, he's going to fall to 4. He's going to fall to 4 this turn, because he's only going to be able to block to where he's taking 2. So he's in a slightly dangerous position.
Yeah.
But Still, he gets to untap and be functionally at 8 again.
Yeah.
Ooh. That is fantastic. That's real good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's over.
That's such a... Well, Ryan has no way to kill the Kiki-Jiki. If he draws into something that can do it immediately, he might be able to grind out if Harry has got nothing in hand. I don't know. Okay. Rip the meme. Mostly it's just that meme was run into the ground. Like,
I also just don't get it.
it was basically because Maeve borrowed my Boros Burn once, got hit by a Blood Moon, and said you should run a basic planes. And then
That
that's...
sounds terrible.
Well, that's what I said. Anyway, that's basically where the meme came from, except then it became just spanned at all times at all... And it got... I don't know. It got wildly unproductive to have as a command.
So...
So, an attack for 4 or for 3? Oh god. What's up, the Jackal?
I think Harry just got uninvited from Ryan's birthday. That's what that looked like.
Oh goodness. If you're gonna get the Obstinate Ballast Kiki-Jiki combo online, then of course you're definitely gonna hit the Kitchen Finks as well. Okay. Sad okay, so do I, but I think it's worth testing. Should attack with the real Baloth and then just make a copy? I think that's a pretty reasonable argument just to start applying pressure to Ryan. Seems like a good way to go about it. Ooh, good point. Plus you aren't able to block, which means that you aren't risking losing the Baloth. I think that's pretty reasonable. I dig it. I like it. Ryan won? No, Harry won. It just hasn't saved because I didn't click save yet.
And you also didn't put it in.
So, heading into a game 3, Ryan on the play starts looking pretty solid. I'm not actually sure if he has a Thragtusk in this version right now. I think he did. He may have for a little bit, but I think he just assumed that Obstinate Baloth and Kitchen Finks would be enough to get there.
Yeah.
Which I have to agree.
I think for just the deck itself, Thragtusk is better. But in Modern, Obstinate Baloth is better. Because it's good against all the hand disruption.
I think that in the context of Modern, Obstinate Baloth is better. Absolutely. Especially with Liliana being a card. It's more versatile against more things. Like, Thragtusk comes in for very specific things. It's good at those things. But Obstinate Baloth can come in the same matchups. It's easier to cast. It does a very similar thing. Overall, I kind of like it, yeah. Yeah. Imagine
Yeah, these two are moderning in each other's general directions.
Misfit Mike.
Mike.
Thank you so much for that follow button. Yeah, it's not likely that we're going to get a job at our LGS either.
Yeah.
There's one employee, it's Dylan. And he owns it.
Well, he just, the theoretical, is it worth having time off? Kind of.
Okay. Yeah, not many LGSs are hiring at a general time. You don't really open an LGS to make money. That's not really what your goal should be if your intent is to open an LGS. Your goal should be to surround yourself with the game that you like and hang out with cool people all day. And
I think that's kind of...
oh god! Goblin Guide, Monastery, Swisspear, attack for 5 at Harry, who is tapped out at the moment. A Scavenging Ooze on top is okay.
I think that this is the exact kind of start Ryan needs.
This is an incredible start.
Sojank's Shields.
Shocking into this one?
Following.
That's a great name. Oh, man. That is solid. That is pretty good.
He also sells board games.
Atarka's command looks pretty incredible here. A block on the Goblin Guide, but that's total of 9 damage. Harry's at 2.
Yeah.
And he lost his Scavenging Ooze. So you're at 2. You drew a Tire Fire, but you can't cast it. You're going to pass it back. You need to have triple
Did you
bolt.
say a tire fire?
Tire Fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
You drew a tire fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a magic card. There's no tires in Magic. I guess there is now. A year ago, you could say there was no tires in Magic.
Alright, have a good one, Team NFG Bot.
Goodbye.
Well, sure, you should run one like a business, but you don't
Yeah.
get rich for opening an LGS. Alright, let's head on up.
All right.
We'll see you up there. Hello and welcome. My name is TJ. We're going to have a good time here. We're currently in the middle of round 3. Half an hour left in the round as we watch Burn take down Teamer Evolution. But we're going to get another match and find out what else we can do and watch some more Magic. We also are going to have a round 4 after that one. This is the Geek Fortress stream. You can hit that follow button. Join us 4 times a week. Though it's actually probably 3 times a week lately because of the spotty attendance of Standard lately. I've just been considering turning that into a home stream day and until Standard gets more consistent. You love Ryan Burn? It's just like yours, Unglued Mountains and everything. I like Burn as well, even though I'm personally not on the Wild Nacatl train, nor am I on the Atarka's Command train. But that's okay. I think Burn is Burn, and a lot of it is pretty solid, and that particular version is significantly more proactive than mine, and in the matchups in which you're just racing, it's much better in those matchups. So it does have some benefits to it. Wild Nacatl is really excellent when you're not expecting much removal. Did pretty well there. Okay. Hey, have a good night, Jesse. It's so good to hear from you. Keep in touch, okay? You're a rock star. But thank you everybody who is joining. This is seriously so exciting to have you all here. There's 566 of you, and I can't imagine what else I would want to be doing right now. Like this is just what I love doing at this point. And I really enjoy the job that I have, and I intend to keep doing that job. But the fact that I get off of work and do this or go home and stream Magic, this is just living the dream, and all of you are a part of that, and a huge part of that, because the reason why I love it is the community with all of you, and talking with all of you, and interacting with all of you, and just being able to put on a show that I'm proud of and happy to do. So thank you everybody for being a part of this. I'm just love it. What is my job? I work for a local city in their building department, or in their planning department. Basically, I work in permitting. Satisfied Yeti, you're on the Guerrilla Tactics train. That is an absolute classic. So good against Liliana decks. You worked at your LGS, tons of fun. Your favorite job by far. Yeah, LGSs are good places. They're really solid. Like, they're a good place for community. They're a place... where is this store? We are located in Snohomish, Washington, in the Pacific Northwest of the U.S. Of course, if you're ever in the area, definitely come by, hang out with us, have some fun. I would love to meet you. I will also be at, essentially, I'm not directly in Parks and Rec, but I work with the Parks and Rec people, and I do some of the aspects of Parks and Rec, but not really. I mostly just facilitate some of the things that they do. However, I will say that show is surprisingly accurate at times, and a lot more than people give it credit for. Some of the stuff is surprisingly close. You'll be in Washington for your next contract? Well, definitely come by and hang out. I'd love to meet you. Okay. So, what else can we do? We can just all be awesome. Thank you, everybody. You're all just so incredible. I love it. I love it. You're great. You're amazing. I'm excited for Vancouver. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're not going to be streaming during this weekend, but it's going to be rough. Yes, I know Victor. Victor that plays elves, right? Any rounds left? Yes, there are rounds left.
There are, like, a lot of rounds left. There are, there is a semi-fresh Game 3 that just started out there. Not
Semi-fresh?
Yeah. Like, as they're going.
Okay.
And then there is a a game 2 that also just started. That
Okay.
Could go either way, so we'll find out whenever that finishes up. So,
Also semi-fresh.
and that's it. There's only two matches left.
Okay.
But they're going.
Okay. So we'll move those over if we can. Okay. Nice.
Hello, Mark.
What's up, Mark? Good to see you. I'm doing well. The format for Vancouver is going to be modern. Semi-fresh is not fresh. Your target is 99% or 90% productivity, 13 plus patients a day. That sounds pretty close to how we got to meet Jesse, and meeting Jesse was absolutely incredible. So I would love it if we got the opportunity to meet you. So we should be trying to get some magic on soon. In the meantime, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your favorite modern deck at the moment?
I've been like dreaming about Soul Sisters lately. I really want to play it again.
Do you?
Yeah. I've been thinking like how I would want to play Providence, but that'd be a really bad idea. Because then I'm thinking, like, oh man, like you could just, it would be like as a spicy one of just, yeah, get ya. But then there's the issue where it's just like, well, now I have a 7 mana card in my deck. What do I do? And I'm like, I should play the White Shoal. It can't be that bad.
You mean the green shoal? Or do you actually mean the white shoal?
The Green Shoal doesn't work with white cards.
That's true. Good point.
And it's just like, oh, I'll just use the White Shoal and have X be 7. What could the White Shoal possibly be? Prevent the next X damage. You gain that much life, which is okay, but not good enough to be able to main board. Can't main board Providence, isn't it?
That is true. Let's play a little bit of 20 questions while we're at it. In the meantime, I will say that what is the thing that I look forward to most when I'm at a GP? Meeting people and experiencing the city. Like, I try out as much of the local cuisine, like poutine, is what I'm going to be doing.
Don't bother coming back to America if you're not going to eat poutine.
You got it. I will not bother coming back to
I'll be
America.
waiting at the border.
But mostly just exploring the city, having an opportunity to explore what that city is like, and getting to meet some people. Like, it's mostly that I get to have a weekend where I don't need to worry about it much, except having a good time with my friends. Like, they're just mini vacations, and they're fantastic. And I get to play Magic during it. Since I started doing commentary, it's hard for me to stay particularly competitive. So, however I do, I'll be happy just to be there. So I'm not. You know, my pride isn't on the line when I'm sitting down there. I'm just sitting down to play some Magic and have some people. Something has come between us. All right, let's play some 20 questions. We've got a card in mind. That card is sweet.
Yeah. Shining Shoal does redirect, and that's okay. But I mean, like,
You're going to Birmingham. So excited for local cuisine. Nice. I like that. That face is. It's like your eyes are closed, I think. Alright, the number of characters in its rules text congruent to the prime number modulo 24. I'm going to say no and hope that that's correct. CMC 4 or less.
hold on.
It does, in fact, have CMC 4 or
I-
less. I was going to let you read and answer questions, and I'll type.
Okay. Is it Mirrodin, Besieged, and Sooner?
Yes.
Is it a creature? Yes. What's the card? That's not a yes or no question.
Yes. Okay. What else have we got? Nice try, though. Nice try. Is it blue?
Nope. Is it green? Yes. Is it multicolored? No.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have less than 5 power? Yes.
What are we on? 7? Less than 4 power?
Yeah. Does it start with the letter A through M? Yes.
Start.
First letter A through M.
Yes, it do.
Is it an artifact? No.
Uh-huh.
Does it have an activated ability? Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
Cool.
Legendary. No. Come into play effect. No. I believe it was originally a rare.
Is it a rare?
No. Not a rare.
Well, it is.
It is.
It is. Are you talking about the rare or mythic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rare or mythic.
Does it produce mana? Yes.
Okay.
We already have it that's not legendary.
Yes. I think they asked that.
Yeah. Is it modern legal? Yes.
Okay. What else we got?
Is it an elf? No.
It's not an elfer.
Oh god, it's going so fast.
Okay. Does it have defender?
No, it's not a defender.
Does it have
Is it 1 mana? No.
CMC 1? Nope.
It is not a time-shifted card.
That's a deep question. I probably won't count that. That's super specific.
It does not cost 1 mana.
Okay.
Does it fly? No.
It's a green card. Okay.
Is it played in elves? Nope.
Yes.
Is it?
Played in elves?
That's like a terrible question, I would say. The played in elves one.
I mean, sure.
Like, it's not a definer of anything.
It's a decent answer.
I wouldn't play it in elves.
Okay. So, they've still got one question left.
Oh! Chromatic Blast got it.
Chromatic Blast did nail it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you.
Yeah, that you know that big green mana symbol? That's just a symbol for the add green activated ability.
I'm not sure if you were counting mana abilities as activated abilities.
They have colon.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I wasn't sure where you stood on that mentality. Chromatic Blast, you were going to get added once again. You were actually the first name. You were the first ever winner of this game. Interesting fun fact. So now we've come full circle.
And we'll never do it again.
And now we're done. Forever. This game's done.
It sounds like there's a lot of noise out there. So
All right.
Either one more match going or...
Let's see what we can do. And we'll head on up here. Okay. Would never ever play it in Elves. Absolutely terrible. Fair enough. However, it does get played in Modern Elves. On a pretty decent occasion. And then in Legacy Elves, you can Green Sun for 1. Okay. You like the idea? That was after Besieged? I'm pretty sure Future Sight was not after Besieged. Okay. Arbor is great in Legacy Elves. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. That card is awesome. Being able to Green Sun for it is pretty great. Played in Elves and not an Elf was the giveaway? I completely agree, Chromatic Blast. I thought it was a pretty solid question. Okay. No, it's not seen played in Modern Elves and never will. Okay. I've seen it, but that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. And my assumption is that you will not be playing it in your Modern Elves. Modern Elves is still got a lot of things moving on for it. It's still your most hated card in Magic because it's a rules nightmare. Because it is. But that's okay. What am I drinking? Generic beverages, of course. Nothing name brand here. Nothing name brand here. Look at all those hurricanes. Wow. Those are scary, Spanky the Pyro. Alright, so we're going to get ready for some more magic outside. Steven is taking a look to see what magic can find for us, and we should be getting back to the action shortly. Thank you to the 500 who are still here. Your rock stars and amazing. Again, I do appreciate you at all times. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button. And if you do feel so inclined, you want to help this stream operate itself, which it has been operating for a long time without, but now we have the ability to both improve what we have, which involves a new computer at this point, eventually set up some other cool stuff, and also just it creates a way in which I can express thank yous to both the players and the other co-hosts. Feel free to consider using that subscribe button. It's $5 a month. You get emotes, you get a badge. I think I need to make a new Discord that I can tie directly to the Twitch account, which would make the sub-only Discord much more intuitive than the one that I made first, because I didn't understand Discord, but that is okay. And it's really helpful as it currently sits. Everything that comes in through those subs is going directly to basically to the stream itself in some way.
All right, final round. We're gonna have Coleman on the wall playing his Coco deck,
Ooh.
and then we're gonna have Tyrell not on the wall playing Infect.
Interesting. So Infect versus Coco. So Coco wins, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, the matchup is so abysmal.
Considering that there's
I'm just gonna put the main board
Lyra's in there.
Speaking of the power, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that card as its picture.
Thank you. I've owned this tie since 2008.
Okay. When I go through customs, am I going to tell them that I'm going to a Magic tournament? I did that last time and I ended up having to spend 5 minutes describing what Magic was, so no. I'm not going to. It was like 5 minutes that we had to spend describing what Magic was and how the tournaments worked and all that stuff. Bad idea. Don't do that. Just tell them that you're going to a convention. I reminded you to resub. You're welcome, I suppose. I suppose that what sounds a bit weird if they don't know what that is. Discord? I don't know. Something. But let's head on down to the field and watch the finals. You hyped?
Hype.
Nice. Yes, Steven did graduate high school in 2008.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You were the year after me.
I was a
weren't you?
freshman
You were
in 2008. I was in 8th grade in 2008.
Are you that much younger than me?
I graduated in 2012.
Oh man, you are much younger than me. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I got the year. I'm sorry.
You're
You're
2
two
years
off.
older.
I was 2010. That's right. I was a sophomore at the time.
Yeah.
My sister graduated in 2008. That's what it is. Never mind. Never mind. I got years wrong. Math is hard if you're not just counting to 20. Okay. So, 2 lands and a Voice of Resurgence Notice. I think Coleman has the Moira in hand. I think he's just holding off on playing it just yet because he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
But I'm almost certain that I saw it in that hand. Looks like it at the front. Okay. It was the beard that threw it off. Thought it was a graduation tie. Happens.
It's cold here. That's what the beard's for.
Happens. You graduated in 2010 too? It was a good year, was it not?
I technically graduated in 2010 too,
Nice.
because 10-2 is 12.
David, I do still prefer Jund over Obzon. A lot of that has to do with personal preference of Bolt, but I think the deck has just a lot more ability to get aggressive and get the beatdown game plan going by having access to Lightning Bolt and Kolagon's command. And I think that that's just, it's what I would rather be doing. I think that deck...
John just runs a lot smoother.
It does, and I would... Raging Ravine is a lot better than Shambling Vent. I personally really do prefer Jund. It's close. I mean, both decks are fine. I'm not going to say that one is absolutely better than the other, but my preference is completely towards Jund. Okay, so we are decently assembling the Kamino. We've got a Viscerus here. We've got Tyrell is just going for the Inkmoth Nexus so far, and this is going to be a no blocker Rooney. We've got a sack and
No
probably
blocker Rooney.
Yeah, that's actually what the technical term is. I believe it came around during the Rooney area in Pittsburgh.
Rooney.
Well, the Rooneys are the owners of the Pittsburgh Steelers and basically one of the main families of Pittsburgh. And actually, recently, one of them started getting back into Magic. They were originally one of the original playtesters of it. And of course, during it, they developed an entire phase called the Blockaroony step. This was post-blocks. And the Blockaroony was when you would actually block using one of the attacking player's creatures as a way to kill your own creatures if you wanted to block for an opponent in a multiplayer game.
Did you know that Rooney is also a band?
I didn't. Am I going to play the Canadian Highlander event on Saturday? Nope, not at all. Any tips, do and don'ts for going to Vancouver via train? Do have fun. Playtest on it. It's super easy. The trip is chill. It takes you 4 hours to get there. Be nice when they ask you for ID. Be respectful. But trains are too legit to quit. It's awesome.
What is this? No, this is Cryptic Command behind us, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a cryptic command.
It's just like very
It's everything.
not a like very arty art.
Well, obviously the Blockaroony step was actually removed later. You went to elementary school with Dan Rooney Jr.? That's pretty sweet. How much is a train ride? Like $30 if you buy your ticket super early.
Train hype. Choo choo.
I love taking the train. It's the easiest way to travel. You get to playtest the whole way up.
I feel like trains are like the most comfortable vehicle to sleep on.
They are. Yes. Yes, they are. So, the Murderous Redcap is going to come down and target the Noble Hierarch. And they're just going to attack for 4. The beatdown game plan from Coleman is strong, and he's got a Renegade
especially
Rallier.
because that Redcap can kill with the Viserys here can kill the Inkmoth.
Yes. Best
In
part is that he
response to
can
the thing.
then sack anything else. He could easily sack his own Viscera or his Wall of Roots and bring it back with this Renegade Rallier as well. So in response to this, we'll see if Tyrell has got the kill spell available. But I think at the moment,
Yeah.
was that 2 infect there, I think?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe so. Just tuned in into Crazy Brews. Lots of them tonight.
The reason why that last round was going on so long, it was the eggs versus the Mardu value deck.
Ah, gotcha. And we have got also a mutagenic growth to keep it surviving, as well as a... Alright.
Groundswell. Man, that's game.
So Tyrell's going to take game 1. Not what I expected against the deck with mainboard Malira. But nailed it. Nicely done to Tyrell. So Coleman is going to fall to 20 life because we're actually resetting it because he lost. One thing to note is that he's not playing the Ghostway deck as much anymore now that he's been usurped as the best Ghostway player.
That's entirely true.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. 100% truth.
Yeah, is he? Because he's going to Vancouver. What is he? Is he going to be playing this deck in Vancouver?
I don't know what he's going to be playing. He's been somewhat secretive about it. You traded 20 voice of resurgence for another playset of voices. That's pretty good. Those tokens are worth a lot now. Worth more than any token should be.
I wouldn't. I would always trade tokens for a card.
Yes. Because you don't need tokens. Even then again, I have bought a Merit Liege token before.
Well, that one's different.
True. And it was a gift.
And it's a spoil.
Do I know any good Silencia lists? Hate Bears is decent. It's not really that good in the meta. But it's decent. Renegade Rallier decks are solid, so you can build Obzon Company really nicely. There's a Bant deck that Todd Stevens has been playing that actually does basically a lot of Corsair crew fixes. That's pretty sweet. It's green-white at its base. It's got some blue going on.
I think Renegade Rallier is one of the best cards to come out of Aether Revolt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a card that like synergizes with Revolt.
Do you have to have a passport to enter the United States again? You believe you don't need a passport to pass the Canadian border? You need a passport to get into Canada, and you need a passport to get back. You're crossing countries.
I wouldn't recommend trying to travel without.
Yeah, I would highly recommend a passport. Okay.
If I was
forget that
going to
again.
be playing Hate Bears with a Rallier deck tonight, but I didn't want TJ to be alone.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. You could get an enhanced license if you're in Washington,
Just takes 2 to 3 weeks, which is way faster than getting a passport.
which is way faster. Getting a passport takes like 1 to 2 months. Last time you remember not needing a passport to get into Canada? Interesting. Ninja of the North. That's a pretty cool name. You must be a Stark. Must be a Stark. Okay.
So you said that Coleman had a Malira in hand, right?
I thought he did. It was not.
Okay.
I was apparently incorrect. Okay.
Interesting.
Alright. I did not know that, Mega Gangplank. I did not know that. Interesting. So, Coleman's going to be on the play, and we are digging pretty deep at this point. Good try, Turkish. Good try. So, this is pretty deep mulligans.
Yeah, it's
Not
good.
really good. Not a good spot to be in.
All he needs is land Malira.
True. Tyrell likely brought in a bunch of dismembers, though. Any that he has, at least, which might be 2 to 3. And I believe that is 1 land and some Birds of Paradise. And we're going to bottom and hope for the best. We've got birds and a company. Nope, company didn't win. Tyrell got it. So,
Yeah.
we're probably going to, shock our way down. So this is indicating that we probably have a Blighted Agent in hand. My list is on Star City Games. Yes, it is. I am fine with that. I'm not nearly
The
competitive enough.
61.
The 61. The 61 special.
To be honest, like,
Special burn.
there's nothing crazy enough about Burn that someone's going to see, like, your list and be like, I'm going to beat the meta of
Of that
the
list.
61 card Burn deck.
The special burn.
Yeah.
Any dredge decks? Is Logan out there?
No.
Is Chris Young out there?
No.
Okay, then probably not.
No. I don't believe they saw any.
61 seems optimal at the time, and I'm willing to change that perspective. But yeah, no, 61 cards in burn is a great idea. I wrote a full thing about it earlier on Facebook, and I should probably just put it into that article in the comments. I can talk about it on stream eventually. So, it's but it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Mega Gangplank. Thanks for the follow. You're great. Let us know where you're watching from. Okay. So, a Kitchen Finks is out. That's pretty solid. It blocks quite well right now, and that's going to be a pretty big one. Please time out Bryce for you. Okay.
Bryce, corner, now.
Nah, I'm not going to time him out. That's boring. North Dakota. Very cool. Well, welcome. It's good having you here. Is this your first time joining us here? Just cut a card? Out of burn? No.
I like that it's strictly better than the 59 card.
It
Burn.
is strictly better than the 59 card burn. I can argue at some other time when we're not watching a match. I can argue running 61 card burn decently well.
The math is so inconsequential.
It's like... Okay. So, Munch Wow Kung Pao. Or Much Wow Kung Pao. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here. You
Coleman,
are fantastic.
One land off of casting a collective company.
Shale Storm, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's good to see you. So, if he didn't get the land, he could cast the Anafenza right now, but he is pretty dead to a Blighted Agent. Amuncha, thank you so thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here. You are a rock star. Thank you, everybody. You are all fantastic. And this looks like a win to me. Ooh, he has a cord but can only cord for one. That is super unfortunate.
And that's
Ooh! Got annihilated!
in fact showing no sign of
Looks like,
weakening with
didn't
the
that deck
Git
get
rope.
banned?
Yeah.
Mikey Two Drubs, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here.
Yeah, having to mold a 5 is pretty rough though.
Mulling to 5 is tragically bad. Alright, let's head on up. Let's get another match. Oh, man. And they said no pro would hurt, right? My goodness. You know, it happens. It happens. Much wow, Kung Pao. Thank you very much. But honestly, you're all just incredible, and it's pretty great being able to do this with all of you. So thanks for letting me. Thanks for letting me do this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Thanks for just joining. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for the people who are modding. Thanks for the people who are in the chat. You are all incredible. Thanks for the people who interact. Thanks for the people who play. Thanks to Steven for being the co-host. Basically, everyone is just incredible, and I love working with this community. So thank you for being a part of it. But we're going to try and find another match. It should be a solid time, a good time. And we are currently in our round 4 of 4, coming up towards the end. But of course, you can join us every Wednesday at 7, every Saturday at 6 for Modern, and you can join us every Friday at 7:30 for Legacy. How about those of you who troll? Most of you are pretty great. You keep it reasonable and funny, and like funny trolling is funny. That's the point of it. T-Minute, you're doing a 24-hour stream, March 24th. Dang, that should be fun. My goodness. Okay.
All right, we got a game already. So we have Chris Martin on the wall.
Okay.
Playing Affinity. He got game 1 against Peter, who is playing Jund.
Nice. Okay. And Affinity taking game 1. It's a decently close, but Affinity is barely favored in that game 1. Should be curious post sideboarding with some Anger of the Gods, some Damnation, other things like that. I don't like doing that one anymore because they kept doing all these alt arts things that don't look as iconic as they used to. Let's do that one, and let's keep up this one. Okay, let's head on down and have some fun. We'll see you there. Infect took that match, actually.
We blinked.
Indeed. When can we join the Red Baron MTG? What do you mean? I mean, you can hit follow on it whenever you feel like. And I'll just stream whenever I can. Okay. Do I think that the interaction between Gavany Township and Winding Constrictor is worth looking at in Modern? I think anything is worth looking at. I'm worried that it's a 3 toughness creature, which is dangerous. For 2 mana, that doesn't have any immediate impact, and it finds itself... Like, it definitely has some things worth looking at. It could absolutely be a pretty powerful deck, especially since you also get access to what's that one card? The 1-mana enchantment, Scales.
Primal Cocoon?
Hardened Scales. You get access to Hardened Scales as well, which gives you a little bit of redundancy of the ability, which it might be worth looking at.
Hardened Scales was tried in Modern when it first came out, and it was just
But now you have 2 of them.
lackluster.
I mean, that's what they said about Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah, but now there's 2 of them.
And now there's 2 Hardened Scales.
Well, it's a lot different.
I agree that it's
It's
different.
significantly different.
But, like, 1 card might be worth making a difference. I don't know. It's worth looking at. I'm
It's
unconvinced,
too many
though.
pieces that are needed to go together.
I'm unconvinced, but I think it's worth looking at. Looking at something is free.
Because Pierce Steel Paladin interacts with itself, whereas Winding Constrictor and Hardened Scales do not.
Ooh. Shailstorm, you're new to the stream. Welcome. In Modern, you've been playing Legacy for 3 years. What's a good deck for someone to learn with a broad understanding of the game mechanics, but not the format? Jund.
Yeah.
Jund or Obzon would be great.
Burn is the same in both formats.
Burn is the same. Merfolk would be pretty solid. You can do Bushwhacker Zoo pretty easily.
I'd say that Legacy ports fairly well into Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I agree. So a Lightning Bolt is going to take down the Vault Scourge. One thing that's notable about that card is that it is flying, but the Edge Champion is a huge X factor in this game.
Yeah.
It being a 2/2, it'll be curious. Peter really looking for a Damnation. The Abrupt Decay a good start, but because these two Darksteel Citadels,
I think what he's looking to do is kill all of the creatures and then have a Lily take out the Edge Champion, which is his best bet.
yep, I completely agree. Part of that comes down to getting this Blinkmoth Nexus off the table as well. Okay. Caleb Durward went 5-0 today with a deck with Constrictor, Scales, Ballista, Ravager, and other things. Oh,
Interesting.
neat. That sounds very Caleb-like. And attacking with a Dark Confidant, it's a 3/4, so he wasn't going to be blocking anyway. And is just going to deal the 2 damage to Chris by the look of it. Unfortunately, Peter not running Skullcrack.
No.
Would have been sweet, though.
Would've got him.
Listen to that, Gen players. Run a 1 of Skullcrack. That way, when they always block your Tarmogoyf, you just Skullcrack them and feel good about yourself. They'll never see it coming. They actually wouldn't, ever.
Man, I've had to play against Malignuses. Surprisingly relevant. I play in EDH. I play one of Fog Effect. I play Druid's Deliverance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything against Malignuses.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's as unfortunate, because damage can't be prevented. It's
Yep.
so lame. That's so lame. So Mox Opal coming down. Chris has got plenty of artifacts.
There's something that just looks really nice about the 3 Darksteel Citadels all next to each other.
Well, yeah, Metalcraft is always guaranteed. Yeah, Coleman, you got annihilated.
Yeah.
That did not go well for you. The Mold of 5 hurt, but this is pretty bad for Peter. I think Chris is about to win in 2.
Yeah.
That's real bad. Oh, unless if he has a Bolt in hand, then he's actually, because he could do. That's interesting. So now we're going to see an Abrupt Decay on the Arcbound Ravager. And if he's got a Lightning Bolt, he'll be able to play the Liliana and potentially bolt the Blinkmoth along with a minus. This is a dangerous play by Chris. As
Yeah.
opposed to just taking the free hit for 7, 2 turns in a row, along with an Arcbound Ravager, and you could actually get in with the Blinkmoth Nexus this turn as well if you really wanted to. I think that might be the better way to go about it, because you could activate the Blinkmoth Nexus and have that be a hit for 8, 2 turns in a row, but actually,
Abrupt Decay the plating, which I think is right.
I think that
Take
means
2.
that there's no Liliana in hand.
There's a bolt.
There is a Bolt, however. But I think that means no Liliana in hand, because if he had that, then he would have made the play that gave him the out.
Yeah. Cord from Malira.
Yeah. Huh. But that's variance? Indeed it is.
Yeah, this is actually the guy from Coldplay.
Interesting. Interesting. So just a pass back after applying a little bit of that pressure. Not a whole lot happening. It's going to be hard for Peter. I think he's just buying time to maybe a Damnation. If he brought that in. That looks fine.
But he only has the 1.
Right. If Chris draws another Etched Champion, I would not cast it. And if I was Chris, I would probably not be casting a whole lot of spells. I would just stockpile on him. My board, as it currently sits, is winning. I'm not under a whole lot of danger.
Yeah, the Glyph is fairly small.
The Glyph is small for now. That might change. And actually, the Terminate might motivate me to start casting some spells. Is he going to go for the safety sack of one of his Darksteel Citadels? I think you can safely sack one of those. He's about to Bloodmoon the board, though. No, he's not, because Peter's got 2 basics. A Bloodmoon looks silly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It does turn off Lily. And basically only Lily.
I believe he might have... that's true. That's true. Think Burning Tree Emissary could be good modern? It is good modern. It's run in Bushwhacker Zoo. Great card. It's a great way to enable your Goblin Bushwhackers. Or your... I'm sorry. No,
Reckless
that's right.
Bushwhackers?
Reckless Bushwhackers. Thank you.
Goblin Bushwhacker was the original one.
Correct.
The new one has Surge.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Huntmaster. It's gonna take 4, but then he's gonna gain 2. Feels like a bad trade, but that's okay. That's life, I suppose. Pretty rough spot to be in. The best part is that what Chris did is make that Blinkmoth Nexus bolt-proof.
Mm-hmm.
Why weren't the counters moved to champion? Probably because his intent is to leave it as a blocker. There's a good argument to make it a 5/5 because it beats the Goyf in combat. But with Peter being at 6, there's
also it is not impossible for that S champion to become not have Metalcraft, but the land will always have flying.
There's that, and then also if Peter does draw the Damnation, which is one of his few outs, the Blinkmoth Nexus will be able to still attack for 4 next turn. Or if Peter happens to be running Shatterstorm, but I'm not sure if... I don't think he is.
You can Abrupt Decay the land.
It does mean his Blood Moon is even less incentivized, however. So this screams I have a Terminate in hand from Peter if he's not picking up his cards. Nailed it. Liliana? Liliana's pretty good, and now the Liliana looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
Wow.
That's enough. Neat.
There we go.
Deal 2 and Galvanic Blast for the win.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do it. So
Peter doesn't play any Fatal Pushes.
Nope.
Well, I mean, he's played 2, then he played 1, now he plays 0.
Yep. All right. Chris takes it down in 2.
All right.
Let's see what else we can find.
I'm gonna go find
Something.
Another fast deck versus fast deck, Affinity versus Infect.
Nice. Hello and thank you so much for joining. My name is TJ. Steven is out there trying to find us a match to watch here in the 4th round. Any Mono Blue Tron on the floor? Our normal Mono Blue Tron player is playing Burn today, so it doesn't seem to be the case, but it has certainly happened in the past. The Gem player choked on lands. He did not hit his 4th one, definitely. Usually they try and hit their land drops. 5 seems to be a good spot to be at because then they can activate their Raging Ravines. But they can usually operate on 3. In that case, he was just not able to. So, definitely a little bit interesting. For Chylith, it's basically, do you hedge against, do you take the card which gets you a free win if they don't answer, or do you take the line by putting it onto the Blinkmoth? You are hedging for the line that if they have the one answer, because you're already looking like you're going to win. So what Chris was likely doing was playing around the Damnation or the Shatterstorm, which would be one of the few cards that could push that into the other realm of a losing scenario for Chris, would be the line of why you would put it onto the Blinkmoth Nexus. Now, whether or not that's the right course is hard to determine at the time, and not knowing exactly what was in Chris's hand or what his mentality was. But my imagining is that that is the motivation for it. I love playing Affinity. Affinity was a lot of fun to play. Also plays around Liliana and Bolt. Also true. Oh, perfect, Chylith. Okay. You got it. You got it, Chylith. You're way ahead of it. You're way ahead of it. Okay. Woo, Rathmar, that's awesome. Have a good stream. I'm not sure if I'll be able to catch it. I'll be working a lot and trying to prep for Vancouver, and I'll have some night meetings, so I'll do my best. I'll keep my eyes open for your name. But that's awesome. Have a good stream. But yeah, I love Affinity. Affinity was great. Maddie Gaddy, hello, it's good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. You play a lot of Affinity? I used to play a lot of Affinity. It used to be the main deck that I played. I used to play that deck just constantly, especially when I was actually competing just before I started streaming. Okay. You saw my new stream? Thank you, Rafmar. Thanks for coming in and watching. I know a lot of you came in and watched the first stream that I did on Sunday, and then I did the second stream ever on Monday, and then I did the third stream ever on Tuesday, which was yesterday, which was a lot of fun. What am I playing in Vancouver? Probably Burn. Probably Burn. Okay. Chylith, there were 3 counters on the Blinkmoth Nexus. It had 4 toughness. It would not have died to a lightning bolt. If you were to hit which is probably why he sacked the Darksteel Citadel, to put the 3 counters to make whatever he put it onto bulletproof. Which was pretty solid. No Legacy this Friday? No, unfortunately not. This is our last stream from Geek Fortress until next Wednesday. Which I hate to say, and I do apologize for it. But we'll be in Vancouver, and it happens like... It's going to happen 5 times this year, so... Vegas is going to be a long week. We're leaving on a Wednesday and coming back on a Tuesday. That's going to be a long week. But it should be fun.
There is 1 match left. It has the possibility to go to Game 3.
Okay, so it's in Game 2 currently. We might get to see it.
Possible.
Wonderful.
No, not certain. It's Jeskai Ascendancy.
Yep.
Versus Grixis Control.
It's what?
Jeskai Ascendancy.
Josh?
No.
Ooh, who's on it?
I have no idea. I've never seen him in my life.
Okay. Jeskai Ascendancy versus Grixis Control. That is it. Is it Kevin?
On the Grixis, yes.
Oh, poor Kevin. Hitting both eggs and... Oh, no.
Kevin did not look too happy.
Vancouver? We'll be going to Vancouver.
Vancouver?
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Nice. If you're not working at an internship, you'll be at Vegas? That sounds fantastic. I'm looking forward to that one a lot. Summer is hard for you? Yeah, I get that. Actually, today I got all of my time off for the rest of the year approved.
Nice.
So I will be going to San Antonio. I'll be going to Vegas. I'll be going to Portland, and I'll be going to Oklahoma City, which is late March, June, November, and then December. Should be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Am I bald? Yes. Hence hat.
GP Montreal, not going to Montreal. I only lined up the 5 this year, which is actually a bunch. You might go to San Antonio or Portland. Of course you're going to go to Portland. You're in Portland. Why would you not go to Portland, Goblin Guy? I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
So, we're going to
be single without kids.
470 of you, thank you so much. We're going to try and get you one last matchup for the evening. He's keeping an eye out to see if we will end up having it. Do you know what was up a game?
I did not catch it, no.
Okay. You want to go to GP San Antonio. The only thing stopping you is... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jenstakov. I hope that things work out for you and that you're able to go. You'll be in... Ooh, nice. You'll be in Oklahoma City. I look forward to meeting you there. I'm looking forward to that. For me, it's... why do I dress so fancy on this stream but not on my own? Mostly because I wanted it to be a little bit different. Because I actually dressed similar to this on Super Koopa Troopa. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here. But I dress like this on actually like at least 6 to 7 days out of the week. This is my usual. Part of it was mostly just to help it kind of have a defining characteristic and to have it have an atmosphere of a bit more of casuality. Mm-hmm. Like, I want it to be a casual stream of hanging out and playing Magic and things like that. And I think that how I dress does a lot to kind of set the tone for that.
Yeah.
So,
although this is a very poor representation of the store, the dressing nice.
True. I mean, I might end up dressing up for it sometimes. Mm-hmm. I honestly don't know. I'll probably dress like this sometimes, and I'll probably be in a t-shirt at other times. I'm pretty I'm pretty happy both ways. Okay, what's this stream all about? This stream basically does live Magic 3 to 4 times a week. Deviant1213, thanks for the follow. We're currently in between kind of some of the matches. We might have one more match, but we stream our standard, modern, and legacy tournaments throughout the week and provide commentary over them, talk about the matches, and basically talk about Magic in general. Yeah. Dressing in a tie is the opposite of casual. I'm pretty comfortable in ties.
Yeah, beanie with a shirt and tie. Perfect representation.
Yeah.
Justin doesn't wear shoes.
Justin doesn't wear shoes.
The closest things he has shoes, it's like just ropes.
I don't know. This is just kind of how I like to represent myself.
Is that one of our commands or one of MTG Bot's commands?
That's one of ours.
Explain this. Doesn't explain it at all.
Explain professional? This is a professional stream. What would I say that Steven smells like? He smells like Steven, and it's great.
That's like, yeah.
I don't know.
I should smell like my deodorant to the very least, I'd hope.
Isn't it called Steven?
No, it's called Bear Glove.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Fantastic. Alright, what do you think the odds are of getting that other matchup?
I don't know, I'm gonna go find out.
Okay,
I'm just gonna go.
thank you very much. I'd hate to keep you all here and then not have another match. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'll take a look at this channel. We basically designed a lot of the stuff for this channel back when it was still new, and we're still in the process of updating some of this stuff. The channel ended up being significantly more viewed and watched, and basically it just was so much more successful than we ever actually realized what it could be. So we're still very much in the process of trying to catch up with it. Do I ever do deck techs or interviews with the players after the match? Not really. We've done them rarely in the past. They're hard to do. They're pretty difficult to do. We're currently working in looking into doing some things as far as deck techs in the future, but it's pretty difficult to do in a way that's intuitive and useful and in a way that doesn't stress out the computer. As far as doing the winner interviews, not really at the moment. It's a very small closet that we have, and it's just not something that we've done in the past. And it's pretty difficult to do. Ooh. Commentary in a tie makes it legit. Thank you, Chris Combs. Greetings from Chile. Welcome. Welcome. I appreciate that. It's awesome having you here. Okay. Chilith. Where are we? We are located in Snohomish, Washington. But I don't know, a lot of this, like, we have had some incredible work done by David. He has done phenomenal work. Cannot thank him enough. Cannot speak highly enough of what David was able to do for this stream. Cannot speak highly enough of the co-hosts who have always been so supportive and helpful and amazing at making this stream be what it can be. Cannot speak highly enough of all the players who have been willing and so willing to be a part of what this stream is. Cannot speak highly enough of Dylan, who is a huge factor in just letting this even exist. Cannot speak highly enough of the mods for helping keep everything going. Like, everything that this is a product of significantly more than just one factor in every possible way. This is many pieces coming together.
For the people who invented electricity that makes our
True.
cameras and computers run.
You mean Thomas Edison?
Just get out. It's all over. It's all over.
It is?
Yep.
Alright, so unfortunately that has come towards the end. Grim Prospect, thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate that a lot. It's really awesome to see you. So at 2,000 followers, do we get a promise that Steven shaves his beard into mutton chops? We're currently at 5,600.
Out of how many followers?
At 6,000.
6,000? Sure.
Yeah?
Oh, wait, followers? No. Subscribers. Subscribers.
Alright. How many
followers do we
subs
got?
will you mutton chop your beard?
6,000 subs.
Where does our stream money go? It
Stream.
goes to the stream. So right now, current things that we have on, like, what I'm planning to do. Getting a secondary computer that can split the workload of the stream and to make it to where we're operating at basically the maximum CPU that's doable, and it causes some issues with what we're currently doing. Secondly is eventually setting up a second feature camera, as well as the equipment that it requires to run that, including the setup and all that, as well as the rig, which will contain both of them, which will be much better suspended from the ceiling, a lot more stable, allows us to have additional lighting as required, which would also be no glare because of how we would build it. Other things included include ways to basically thank the players for their willingness to be on stream consistently, as a way to give back to them and just try and keep the good feels between the stream and the store going. Other ways are to do thank yous to the co-hosts and the people who have helped the stream be what it is. It's basically just trying to it's trying to make the overall product better. And it's basically going to be going into that. Okay, this is the only modern stream. Why not play? We actually just came up towards the end, unfortunately.
There was one match that had the prospect of going to Game 3, but then they didn't.
So we're going to look to see what else is out there in the world of Magic. Gabe Chase, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I really do appreciate it. That is really kind of you and awesome. And you are a rock star.
It's interesting that we had two very quick matches.
2 tragedies! You're a streamer! Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you here. Welcome. Welcome. I'm happy to have you here. They're a streamer. I know them. Alright, let's see. Ooh, we're doing good. So what's this stream being replaced with? We are going to find... Are there any rogues on? Don't appear to be any rogues on. Alright, let's see. Ooh. I don't know. What's the stream being replaced with? It is our pleasure, Chalith.
It's our pleather.
Pleather. We're wearing pleather jackets. There is unfortunately no other modern.
It's our pleather.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Pause423. We've followed for a long time and we've turned a corner. There is unfortunately no other. I shouldn't hear the echo anymore. But yeah, we've improved a lot over time. Well, let's host over to MTG Rich so that way he'll know who we are. We've followed for a long time and we've turned a corner.
It looks like he's playing Magic 365.
He's a pretty big name. He's a pretty big name.
Second us.
2 tragedies, I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be able to see you more in the future. I apologize that you came in right at the end, so you still haven't really had the opportunity to view it. You can either watch this one Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, probable Mondays.
We're working on something for Monday.
Monday was previously standard. It shouldn't have an echo. Hold on. Now it definitely shouldn't have an echo. We previously had standard every Monday. The Mondays have been odd. So I'm right now thinking about just streaming from my account, which is Red Baron MTG, on Mondays, as well as basically like Sundays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, and basically whenever I can. So keep an eye out for either Geek Fortress or Red Baron MTG, but this is our last stream until next week. We're in Pacific time zone.
Best time zone.
Best time zone. But yeah, this is our last stream, and I'll probably be streaming from Red Baron MTG on Tuesday is probable. Otherwise, our next stream is going to be here next Wednesday because all of us, or most of us, are going to be in Vancouver. So we're going to host on over to MTG Rich. We're going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's pretty incredible having you all here. And thank you. Thanks for just being a part of it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, from all of us here at Geek Fortress, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, you're amazing, stay amazing, be amazing. Many of you I'll see in Vancouver. If you see me, come say hi. I'd love to meet you. Until then, I'll see you next Wednesday, or hopefully next Tuesday. Bye.
Some one hand clapping.
Yeah.